here, and this is a beautiful get-together of everyone coming together here at the grand unveiling. So we are here where we're going to launch something got to do with our own selves. We're all spiritual souls going through this human experience, and what a better feeling than all of us coming together and becoming one. So on behalf of MEDIFIT, where we believe that every individual needs to be fit, holistically, physically, mentally, of course. We always talk of mental health, physical health. Spiritual health is always spoken about, but the holistic approach towards life is what we're looking forward to. And this is the reason we are all here together. I know I can see very few smiles. Maybe we got a little delayed. That's the reason I can see a few smiles. But I'm sure the smile will only get better and better once we connect with our own selves, once we get those beautiful mantras, though we all love health, and that's the reason we are here. I'm sure the smile will also go better and bigger. My name is Simran Ahuja. I've traveled all the way from the city of Mumbai because I love Bengaluru. Right from the airport, once we land at the airport, to the very amazing people, to the idli sambar, and of course, not to forget the great dahi and rice that I enjoy here of Bengaluru. Besides this, it's the love and the warmth of everyone here at Bangalore city, and of course, the most rocking city. So yesterday, I was at one of the most grand popular events where they said a lot of Mumbaikars, youngsters, are going to settle at Bangalore. I said, why is that? And this was a live panel discussion. I said, why is that? I know Bangalore is young. I mean, India is the youngest in the world, the youngest country, with, of course, more than 65% of the population below the age group of 33 years. And I do know, but I also know that Bangalore becomes the youngest city too, because all the youngsters come here. The IT excels here, but along with IT, a lot of Mumbaikars want to settle here just because I know we won't talk about the traffic at all in Bangalore city where we get stuck. But what is very important is that all the youngsters become one here, and that is the beauty of Bangalore city. IT is booming, it's fresh oxygen, and at the same time, the fabulous smiles that I receive from you. So I'm going to put my hands together for everyone who joined us today. And I want to benefit. This is a moment where I'm going to request you all to mark this beautiful date, time in your mobile phones, if you pen down your planners, because this moment is going to change our lives forever. I promise you all, we'll be fitter from this moment itself. It's always about those small mantras in life. It could be words, it could be sentences, or it could be some great changes that you bring to your life that would change your life forever. Along with longevity of life, you also will make sure that you live your life the fullest moment, every moment, making it precious, making us realize that yes, we need to be the best version of ourselves. And that is the reason we've all gathered here. So friends, before we go ahead, and I invite, by the way, my name is Simran, and before I invite Raj and introduce him, this is official, I'm going to have a word with all of you and ask you a little about health. Can I have the microphone? This is Amrit. Thank you, Amrit. You've been very kind. Thank you so much. You know, your name is Amrit. You've been a blessing to everyone. I'll do that. Thank you, Amrit. Okay. So now this is a challenge, okay? I'm very happy to have a very handsome hunk, who's a very renowned actor from the world of Bollywood and South films here with me. But this is gonna be a test, okay? This is not planned, but I use the microphones every day. But this is a tough one. Will you help me, Anoop? Just try if you can. No, it's you just need to press there. Okay. Yeah. No, just press. Is it on the microphone? I can't switch it on. Can you do that for me? My nails will get spoiled, that's why. No, so we're gonna try this on. Okay. No, I want that. I don't want this. So I want someone to try this and switch this on for me. It's never been difficult in my life. हो गया आपसे? Let me see which are the magic fingers. Sir, आप try करेंगे? Oh my God, look at this. बिल्कुल try करो. Just check it out. कुछ तो होगा यार, कुछ तो होगा. हेल्थ ठीक नहीं इसका, चेंज किया जाए. अमृत ऐसे कैसे यार, हम मेडिफिट वाले हैं. सब आप भी ट्राई कीजिए ना. इट नीड्स मिबोसो, आई अग्री विथ यू. सर वो तो ऑन नहीं है, लेकिन वो ऑन कर सकते हैं आप मेरे लिए. सर वो कुछ भी नहीं हो, खाली वो बटन दबाते हैं. और मुझसे ऑन नहीं हो रहा था, इसलिए मैंने सोचा नो. अमृत, यार Bangalore city has these microphones. I never experienced it in Bangalore before. What happened? I think the battery needs to be changed. Can you check and still let me know? Yeah, that's microphone number 10. 10 microphones, because we also have a panel discussion. And we are here to meet our stalwarts from the world of health and fitness. And I'm truly thankful to that magnificent lady. She's outside, but I'm sure she's listening to me, who made it possible for all of us to come together. And the supremely talented Singh. Thank you very much. I know she's not around, but she's like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? But Satya, just relax. It's just that I want to thank you. I said, she's like, oh my God, they took my name. Am I needed there? Am I supposed to be here? Thank you, Satya. Thank you so much. It is so beautiful to be here at Bangalore. I told you that I love Bangalore city and I love the people of Bangalore. And look at her smile. I mean, this is unbelievable. So thank you, Satya. Thank you so much. This is very, very special. I want to request you to please be here with us. Since we're speaking about health, I know Shardol, you're the founder, actually the co-founder, but for now, I'm going to have Satya with me. And in the name of divine love, we go ahead and begin. Thankfully, the microphone works. Thank you, Amrit. So I just want, oh, thank you, everyone. I'm so happy. Thank you. You girls look sexy. Wow. Beautiful. There can't be anything better than a sari, Indian sari. So, Satya, I just want you to say, Shardol, would you like to join us? It's just... Please, can I have you here, Shardol? It's just that towards the beginning, we always seek the blessings, and that's the reason the microphone didn't work. That was a reminder for me that I need to really seek the divine blessings, and that's the reason we are here together. You're wearing matching clothes. I don't think I should be in the center.
You can come in.
Oh, so sweet. So I just want Satya with a beautiful feeling. We just close our eyes in the name of divine love and love you all. You can just say that because that's absolutely understood by everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, in the name of divine love.
Love you all.
Love you all.
May the love truly connect ourselves with our soul, because we're all spiritual souls going through this human experience, and MEDIFIT always believes in giving that fitness, allowing us to connect with our own selves, our own soulful selves, and be the best version in the world out there. The career front, personal front, and of course health, wealth, as well as mental, spiritual and holistic health. So thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. I just wanted the beautiful beginning by you, and that's what the microphone told me to do that. So thank you. Thank you. Sorry to call you abruptly. She's my boss, by the way. Actually, oh wow. So hi. So wonderful meeting you again. Hi darling. What's your name? Pranaya. Okay, Pranaya, are you doing the yoga for us? Ah, wonderful. How amazing is this evening for you, and what is that you look forward to?
Getting us all together on this platform and really sharing each of us to empower to our highest potentiality. I think that is so special.
Beautiful. Beautiful, with a beautiful voice, and I look forward to your session. So I'm going to come out there so that we all feel one. Hi, sir. Namaste. How are you doing, sir? What's your name, sir?
Paul Fernandez.
Hi, Paul. Paul, here. Oh, thank you. That's so special. So that's me, by the way, Simran Ahuja, and I'm very happy and fortunate to having been a part of Filmfare, IFA, and the Oscars Academy, both hosted by me in our country, India. We've had only 2 shows in the country in India, and yeah, the rest is mentioned out there. So, Paul, this evening is very special, and what do you think? How many minutes in a day should we give to ourselves for health? It's just at random, okay? There's nothing calculated. Every individual is separate. But what, according to you, is that?
Well, most people run behind earning wealth more than 8 hours a day, but I feel the greatest wealth is your health. So you decide for yourself If you want to give 8 hours to earn wealth, how much you want to give? At least an hour a day.
My God, do you guys have such easy life? Only 8 hours you work? How many of us work more than 8 hours? Please raise your hands. We all. Paul, you're so lucky you work only 8 hours. I can't believe this. Am I right? I have a very beautiful lady here. Hi, darling. Hi. What do you think? How much time should we give to our health? You look so healthy, so that's the reason I want to know the mantra from you.
My mantra is very simple. I truly believe in balance in my life.
Yeah.
Balance means 50-50 to everything.
Sure.
Okay. 50-50 to my work, 50. Another 50% to my sleep. Sleep is very important, especially for the, for the ladies. The beauty sleep needed to be there, and healthy diet, and as well as a work. So for me, it's always a balance, 50-50.
That's so beautiful. Wow. Need to have some more mantras out there. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are here gathered for the grand unveiling of MIBOSO and the E-Store Chisel, and at the same time get into the aspect of health, make sure that we get better from this moment, and each and every one of us needs to really inculcate one good habit from here. Okay, now I promise I'm going to do that too. We all need to do that. But make sure that before you leave, I'm going to ask you, what is that change you'll bring to your life? Is everyone ready with that? Are we on with that? One good habit we'll try to change with probably, trying very hard to do, and I only say it's a little difficult. One habit we take, it could be as simple as, maybe I don't have a chocolate on Thursdays. As simple as that. But one habit we need to inculcate in ourselves. Can I hear a yes? Yes. They'll say yes, or is it yes for the sake of it? They'll say yes? Yes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. It gives me a great pleasure as we move ahead, ladies and gentlemen. And as I mentioned, yes, I'm here to invite Mr. Raj Mrityunjay, who's a distinguished entrepreneur and angel investor, something that we always look forward to, yes, angel investors, the corporate executive, motivational speaker, and technologist. Ladies and gentlemen, he's also a business strategist with 3 decades of experience, and his career spans scaling organizations to a global scale valued at billions of dollars and working closely with startups to find their business models. Known for his infectious discipline and perseverance, Raj is a prominent figure in education and customer experience, and his contributions have been recognized through customer service and experience and articles in leading magazines and several international accolades. Currently, he serves as the chairman of the Indo-American Chamber of Commerce and is a national executive member of FICCI. Raj has played a pivotal role, ladies and gentlemen, in the resurgence of MEDIFIT and Chisel businesses post-COVID, and is the visionary behind MIBOSO. I really want to congratulate to anyone and everyone who came with this idea. I know Satya and Shardol, I don't know who actually came up with this. The word MIBOSO is so strong, so powerful. And I'm just thinking that how come nobody thought of this before? The mind, body and soul. So congratulations to you. We've all said, because MIBOSO is going all across the world. It's going to be the most popular term, mind, body and soul, because this is what is the need of the hour. In the world of artificial intelligence, that's all the more the need of the hour. So thank you so much once again to Shardol and Satya for the grand unveiling we're having today of the beautiful MIBOSO. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our visionary, Dr. Raj, as I'm going to request him here as a keynote speaker to share a few experiences and let us all know a little bit more about health. So you mean an angel? I like the music. Let's play. Play. Come on, he's a motivational speaker. He likes loud music. He likes energy. He likes power. Woo! Now let's make it. So the tonality is going to change with everyone. Now they gave me the name written in the cue sheet only Raj. But he's actually Dr. Rajendra. I don't know, this was just because I'm Simran. You don't mention him, Raj. I had no idea, but I'm given only Raj in my cue sheet, and I have no idea that your name is Rajendra. So what should I call you?
They were actually worried how you want to say the full name. I think you said the
Rajendra. That's such a...
Say the
Say
the second.
Raj.
Say the second one. I wanted to say the second one.
Rajendra. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Dr. Rajendra Mrityunjayapaya. Jayapa. Mrityunjayapa.
You got a good one. That's a good one.
Dr. Rajendra Mrityunjayapaya, ladies and gentlemen, for us. The motivation speaker, the angel investor, someone who's here to win your go the healthy way and feel energized. It's all about the vitality. Let's go, Raj.
Okay, thank you, Simran. Thank you for this generous introduction. I need the clicker.
I like the Raj and Simran part of it.
Thank you.
The Raj and Simran, there you go. Hey, so first of all, welcome, and it's wonderful to see you all. This is a middle of the week, so thank you for taking this time off and coming in the middle of the week and being part of this program. This is an exciting moment for me personally, and of course for the whole team, but for me personally, because this has been something that has been in my mind for over 4 years, if you believe it or not. For 4 years, right? And the word MIBOSO, mind, body, and soul, was actually put together 4 years ago. It was not put together yesterday, right? So, like they say, nothing really comes overnight, right? So it was 4 years of build-up, was looking for the right people, looking for the right motivation, looking for the right inspiration in terms of what does it really mean. And I think I'm excited let me start by telling you a little story about wellness, right? And here is how you think about wellness, right? I mean, so is every one of you sitting in the room a wellness practitioner? Yes or no? Yes, you are. You know why? It's like climbing a mountain, okay? Wellness is like climbing a mountain. You could be at the bottom of the mountain, you're still climbing the mountain. Right? You're standing watching the mountain, you're at the bottom of the mountain, you're still climbing the mountain. That's why you're standing there, right? You could be at one base of the mountain and you're still climbing the mountain. You could be at the middle of the mountain and you're still climbing the mountain. Right? So it takes a lot for you to actually go all the way through climbing up the mountain. But the beautiful thing is, whether you're taking the first step to go onto the mountain, or you're taking the 50th step, or the 100th step, or 50,000th step, you actually have to have the same mindset, which is what? You are prepared mentally to do this. You have eaten the right diet so you can actually do this. You actually are making sure that there is a source of inspiration for you, as there is a cause why you're climbing up the mountain. It could be recreational, it could be something else, it could be anything. So there is a reason why you're climbing up the mountain. And wellness is that way, right? Everybody has a wellness routine. It's just that we don't think that that's a routine. If you put what you do on a daily basis on a piece of paper and start writing it on a piece of paper and saying, this is what I do every day, turns out that you have a wellness routine. It's just that maybe that is not enough for you to climb Mount Everest. It may be enough for you to get to a mountain, a base. So it is quite inspirational when you think about it. And when I think about wellness, everybody is actually thinking, what is wellness? Yeah, it sounds like something, right? Does this sound like this? Does it sound like this? I mean, when I say wellness, it's like all kinds of words, positive, sustainability, you throw all the words into it. And I've gone around asking people, hey, what is wellness? And it's one of those words. It could be anything, right? And it's all about what makes sense to me is wellness. And that's actually perfectly fine. That is actually a beautiful thing. So what we need to think about is from a workplace wellness, because that's one of the things that we're talking about. A workplace wellness is just not about employee. That's a very important part for everybody to understand. For everybody in the corporate here, you would connect this very quickly. If you're a losing company, if you're not making money, if you actually shareholders are unhappy about you, if everything is a problem, you can't say I'm going to keep my employees motivated and be happy. It just doesn't work. You may be thinking it's easy. It's not. It doesn't work. So a well-being in broader sense has a lot larger perspective at a workplace. Now, of course, why do you need this well-being in a workspace? Your core objectives there is, of course, about enhanced productivity and performance of your employees. That is a very important aspect of it. It is about improving physical and mental health and about attracting great talent. Wellness, for sure, is not, you cannot meditate your way out of burnout. I put that here so it reminds you of stuff, right? You can't say you're making your employees work 18 hours and I'm going to have like weekly once meditation class. That's not going to change anything. You agree with that? Yeah, you agree with that, right? So you can't, work your way out of, meditating your way out of burnout. Neither is well-being in a box. You can't say, listen, I'm going to have a well-being box, which I'm going to tick every month. I tick this box, I tick that box, and I've ticked some box. And, I know companies which actually are doing well-being, you can actually give yoga. Like you can say, I'm going to give you healthy yoga. Instead of giving you regular yoga, I check the box. This month I gave healthy yoga. Right? Next month, actually, I'm going to do... So, it is, when you think about it, you can check many boxes and say it's a wellness box. Right? And so, I'm going to show you a little later on in terms of what the, your CEOs think within the company. But when you think about broadly wellness, it is about the leadership, it is about the culture, and it's about the communication. How well do you bring this together in order to have a great workplace wellness? Communication in terms of why they are required to work more harder in this month versus next month. How you can actually bring in programs to help them through the journey of their hard work. So that is in larger sense. So, of course, when you look from an employee standpoint, right? I mean, this is what they care about, right? I mean, I want swimming class, I want this, and I want that, and I want to be well-being. Company is doing this. That's when I think this is a great company. If they're doing any of these things, because this is, by the way, it's not a myth anymore. It's actually a lot of companies, when you go for recruitment processes now, they actually say this. We run monthly sports event. We actually do this. So they actually announce this is part of their portfolio. Why you should be joining those companies. So it is quite interesting when you think about it. But the broad 5 aspects, which is, when I talk about the broad aspects, it's the physical wellness, the community-based approach, the careers, social and financial. This has not changed. These 5 pillars have been exactly the same 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Then what has changed now? Why suddenly there is a big awareness about wellness is important, which everybody should do wellness? I mean, there are companies, here we have a few investors and people who splashed a lot of money sitting here. I mean, they are probably invested in many, many companies in wellness, right? There are people who are actually thinking wellness companies, startup stuff happening. I'm sorry, I'm looking at Azhar now. There are wellness companies, which happens all the time. Now, why has it suddenly become so important? Well, I put some thought to it, and I think some of my thinking is this way, right? So things have evolved. Things have evolved. When you thought about exercise 10 years ago, you would probably think jogging, running, going and with friends, going out there, parks, and your food habits was mostly traditional. You would actually, my wife used to tell me a story that her parents used to take her out, for McDonald's, and then they'll come home and say, okay, you have to eat a meal now. And she said, what about McDonald's? McDonald's is a snack. That's not a meal, right? I mean, that has evolved quite a bit now, right? McDonald's is your meal. It's not a snack anymore. So you see, it continues to evolve along the way. So when you think about but here is the most important part too. When you look at the number of adults above 18 who actually would meet the physical activity guideline, it has actually improved significantly. That means there is a greater awareness that we need to be well, we need to be fitter. There is a greater awareness. And the newer awareness is all doing great new things, which is, I walked number of steps, I ate this many calories. I mean, by the way, there's for those of you who don't know, there's a stall up here, one of our partners have put up there, which the watch actually will tell you BP, blood sugar, it can tell you everything. So, very tech savvy, right? And you try to tell them you should eat less or you should eat right. Oh, I only ate 600 calories and I've done 500 steps, so I should be well now. It's a different world you're living in. And home workout is a very common thing, Zumba classes. So again, give some more thoughts. This is the biggest change in my view, right? The community, what used to be a community was constant. That means your circle of people, circle of trust, people you would operate with. That used to be, back then, community was constant. Now, there is community for a purpose. What does it even mean? It means that you now have your own avatar on Facebook. You have your own avatar in Instagram. 5 or 6 avatars. In one avatar, you're a very happy person. In another avatar, you're a very sad person. In one avatar, you're actually starving to death because you don't want to eat. Not that you don't have food to eat. Because you want to lose weight, you want to do all of that. In another avatar, you're telling somebody you should have a great life, eat well. Right? You're doing all of that in the same time. So it is community with a purpose. It's about who I'm with and what circle of people I have. I have a fitness, I have a circle of people. For something else, I have a circle of people. So it's become a community of purpose. So I think that's a big transition that has happened. And then careers in general, because it's about workforce wellness, careers in general has evolved significantly. I mean, when first time, how many of you heard the word for multiple jobs, doing multiple jobs at the same time? Moonlighting. Was that even a real word before COVID? No one even knew this word existed, right? I mean, suddenly last 5 years ago, moonlighting, oh, he's moonlighting, she's moonlighting. You know, suddenly this word becomes such a buzzword. So, and now, multiple career is an accepted norm. I think whether the only conflict is whether they can do 2 jobs which are looking the same. Like I can't do 2 IT jobs, I can't do 2, jobs the same. But most people are doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs. Stock market trading is a job. It is not, if you think that's not a job, you're lying to yourself. You spend 2 to 3 hours investing into it. That takes your time. That's a job. Right? You are actually, I'm only helping my cousin run a company. That's a job. That's not a help, that's a job. So if you look at your day in a life, you'll start realizing multiple careers and multiple life is actually becoming a normal. It's also become about meaningful jobs. Hey, now people are saying, I want to do something which is meaningful. Well, you are a software developer. You write code. What can be meaningful? Seriously, by the way, this is not a conversation, I'm making it sound funny, but I've asked this question to a lot of people, and I run a software company, by the way, beyond all my introduction. That's what I do, I run an IT company. And this is a question I've asked people. You're a quality analyst testing person. You actually do testing of the product. You're actually asking me a meaningful job. Tell me what it means. Meaningful job, in the way they think about it, it should actually be, they need to understand the larger purpose of what this job is actually doing. And it is so powerful when you think of it that way. They want to understand that they're impacting something. That they're not just here doing this tech job. Right? And it should be meaningful in that sense, meaningful that you are rewarding to their skills and their attitude. It is rewarding financially. It is rewarding emotionally. Right? So there is a whole facet of things that actually comes in. And people are now very clear that I want meaningful jobs. Right? And now we have shifted. Have you heard of the word great resignation? Was that a term that you all got used to? This was during COVID, right? Great resignation. I mean, I'm going to start resigning now because there's a job every day in another online. I'm going to keep applying for new jobs and I keep jumping. Corporate was all about, today I'm sitting with a logo called Google and working. Tomorrow I take that off and put Yahoo and I'm going to work. Day after tomorrow turn it off and to Microsoft. Because you're working remotely. What is the culture? It's a logo on your screen. That's all the culture was. So that led to a great resignation. And as we went through the process, now we have actually come to an era which is called great negotiation. Their employees are now negotiating for everything. Negotiating for where they're going to work from, what hours they're going to work, what they should be rewarded for their work, how they should be treated at work, what leadership should talk to them about. They are negotiating with you. That's what is negotiation. It's a great negotiation. And I think whether it's a right or wrong, we can actually have a lot more debate about it, but this is here to stay. This isn't going anywhere. This is the future, right? So how do you connect all of these things now? So here is an interesting data point that as I was doing a bunch of research and looking it up, talking to people. So this is a research, by the way, done by PWC. It's not my research. It's a PWC research, which I actually happened to pick it up, so I have to give credit for them. So what they did was, for every employee who was actually leaving the company, they asked the question, what is important for you? And actually on the left side, this is what was said. I'm not getting paid fairly. It's no flexibility in my job. It's no inclusion. But when they were actually working, when they were actually not left, right? They were still there in the job. When I asked them the question, it was energized. I'm not energized. I don't feel belonged. I don't have trust in this company. That's what actually was driving them to stay. So, or whether that was because of all of that, maybe that was asking to go, whichever way you think about it. So, there is a whole new difference between why I am staying to when I am leaving, what I say, the reason I am leaving. So, and by the way, this is all, to me, is a broader sense of corporate wellness. Workplace wellness is all, kind of comes together at this cycle. So, here is the data that I love sharing. This is for, CEO. We have a few CEOs sitting in the room. I got my fellow partner in crime, who is also my partner investor, Timaya, sitting here. He runs a large, he's the CEO of a large company. Now, they sit in the boardroom, and here is the thing they are thinking, right? This is a very complex step. I'll simplify this for you. Basically, the C-suite executives think that everything is great. Right? And again, this is a report in 2023, not long ago, 2023 done by Deloitte, a research done by Deloitte, and it's spread across thousands of companies. And all the C-suite executives, when you actually talk to them and said, what do you think about the well-being of your company? Everybody, look at that. 80% said it's improved. 80% said it's improved. But when you actually went back to the employees and asked, only 36% thought it is improved. You actually had 30% who actually said it is worsened, right? Some of them said no change. So broadly, when you think about it, if you categorize them under physical, mental, financial, and social, and you see that there is a huge disconnect between how corporate leadership thinks to how employees think about it. So, is there an answer for this? Is there an answer for this? Because this is a very complex question. If I have $1 million to spare, would I hire 10 salespeople, or would I invest in? Would I hire 10 salespeople, or would I invest in a well-being of my? It's a great question, because this is a trade-off which happens in the boardroom. They are actually asking the question, what would I do? Where would I put my money? And because the corporates are incentivized based on stock market performance, public trading, everything that is tied to you is actually tied to that. Your rewards are all tied to financial goals. Your rewards are not tied to how many returns. By the way, it's I don't know how many of you actually watch the board reports that actually the reports that the corporate reports that go out there. One of the things that is mentioned there is how many people left your company. Right? It is, your attrition is a very important part in the report that actually gets published. But how many people are reading that section and getting worried? No one's actually reading that part. Everybody is reading what's the problem. Right? So personalized well-being is not about personalizing it to individuals. It means it is bringing a community of like-minded people together and running a program which suits them. That's what community, the personalized well-being means. Right? It's about collecting data and continuing to improve on that. It is about increasing focus on diversity and inclusion. And I think this is a big part of it. It is, a lot of people in the corporates, if they are actually the quieter side, if they actually are not the most social people, they don't participate in most of these things. They're just there in the corner, they're just by themselves. Not because they are physically well-to-do, health-wise they're great, because they don't feel included in any of this. So how do you make sure that you are identifying those who are not actively engaging, creating a program that meets their requirement? How do you make sure this is a larger thing? Of course, AI and automation is becoming a huge part of it, right? I the watch that I talked about, which is to go there and you can look at my BP is this, my sugar is this, my heart rate is this. That's all, data that is getting captured through that analysis and analytics that's coming to you, and you
they went I made them sit right there in the front row. I said, I'll be back. They saw the remaining athletes of 47 countries, and the first thing my mother said, Anoop, let's go back home, you're not going to make it. I said, Mama, just relax. I have a experience of acting. On the stage, it gives a different feel. These guys are going to be flexing, I'm going to be enjoying my time. And most importantly, what was keeping me alive was the chicken biryani. After that, what I'm going to have. So while my mother was keeping this cold coffee mug in her hand, because I had not even drunk a single drop of water for 2 days, because we had to dry our bodies to that level of 3% body fat, and that's completely different and dangerous too, but we make it only for that 1 day of thing, and after which we start eating. So that one coffee cup was actually keeping me alive on the stage to compete for India. Cut to, it so happens that China, Mongolia, and for the first time, the first Indian who becomes a gold medalist in Mr. World 2015. And that's me, ladies and gentlemen. How this thing came across, I just introduced discipline to my life, and suddenly my life changed around. The guy who was trying to be in a queue of 6 hours to just give a 2-minute audition suddenly becomes the talking town of the world, the blue-eyed boy of India, and suddenly there are a lot of Google searches, my Instagram just shoots up, I gain a massive fan following. Suddenly for the first time the next year, the same competition happens, I go there as the Mr. India competition that happened, I went there as a guest, and there was a huge queue of people who were trying to click picture. And in there was that international jury guy who had come to take picture. He was standing in the queue. The same guy who mocked me 1 year ago. And I said, please come. It's because of you only I have become what I am. Please come in the front and we'll take a picture. The next thing what I did was took the gold medal, went to the same production house to that lady who had said that in Bollywood we need shredded people to act, and they are muscular and moustache and this and that. I gave the medal to her and I said, you wanted this, I'm the world's most shredded man right now, so thank you so much. And the kind of confidence that I won back in life, it only happened with wellness and with fitness. Today, things which you are forced or wanting to do, your body is wanting to do. See, the beauty of fitness is this. I follow this 21 by 91 rule. It takes 21 days for any habit to form, and for that habit to become your lifestyle, it takes 91 days. Anybody who can start off, regardless, the beauty of fitness is this, no matter what age you are in. It's very easy for people to just tell themselves and fool themselves, oh, I've passed my prime. It's not possible for me. In the West, by 60 or 70, once they reach 70, you will find them quitting their careers and just maybe climbing a mountain or trying to develop new passions. In India, unfortunately, our generations have been like this, that after 55, 60, they think, oh, my kids have grown up now, my life is over. They stick to their bed, they stick to their chair, and they stick to their serials, and they think that this is life. No, the actual life starts after 50. This is something what I've explored about myself. Now, the reason I shared all of this is because, of course, now we come to the corporate world. Though a corporate guy would work almost 12 hours in a company, I figured about my lifestyle also, that even my shooting times are also more than 12 hours, sometimes 14 hours. See, acting industry is one particular industry where you need to be fit not just physically but mentally also all the time. It takes a huge toll.
And the best part about my job is the kind of interactions that I generally get to do with the... All right. Is this better?
Yeah.
All right. And like I was saying, the best part about my job is every time I get to interact with them, I keep seeing this shift in the ideology of these leaders, where they start believing that, yes, we need to build this culture and we need to start there. Right. Now, of course, when we talk about support and reward and tolerance, we also need to understand that, especially when we are building culture in an organization, the levels and the ways which we generally create those little nuances of behaviors among the employees, that goes a long way, because, like I mentioned, tolerance is one of the key things. So I might like spending 5 minutes a day meditating, that just helps me calm down. But as an organization, if you believe that that's a waste of time, that will never take hold within the system and the cultures of people within that space. So, when you ask me how are corporates actually building that culture, thankfully, the leadership believes in it, and the leadership is actually, from a pure top-down form, they're actually starting to create those little activities, those little cultures, those little modules where employees start feeling themselves again. And, in some of the works that I have done, especially with the clients that I work, we now have really comprehensive, personalized programs that we run. We have spaces within the organizations, like you mentioned, like what MEDIFIT is doing. Just as an example.
And women would often think that if we start working out, we'll start looking like men. So it doesn't really work like that. So that always works, I believe.
That also works, absolutely.
Thank you so much. We've of course talked about the health and fitness most of the time, but I'd like to know, how does the skin health fit here from Dr. Amy, if you'd like to share some light on it.
So I guess, there's so much that people do for fitness, muscle building, looking thin and looking, absolutely fit and smart like you, and I think envy works very well here, The minute you start becoming envious of someone, you want to get there. And looking good is not just, your body shape or your muscles or your slim waist, but it's also your skin. Unfortunately, most of us relate to skin as beauty. Especially, I think in India, men do. They think that, okay, if I'm using a sunscreen or a moisturizer, I'm trying to look more beautiful. Or, this is only what women do. We are, the rustic type, and we don't do that. But I think we all need to remember, including you, is that skin is also an organ. So like we look at our heart as an organ or our muscles as an organ, we forget that skin is not the clothes that we wear, but skin is also an organ. It is dynamic. So like we do things and eat the right food for our body, we need to also work on our skin health. It's not all about beauty. I think it's also about looking good. So I remember a very nice quote that says that looking, my age is in my hands, but aging is just a fact. So I might be whatever age, but my skin health must be much younger. So just to ask you all, where I'm breaking the barrier of man and woman, is that what do you think my age is? 39, okay. Any more guesses?
20.
30.
20.
Oh, 20. Oh, I am so flattered.
What, Thakkar, you want discount? Just say like that.
I know. Yeah, so I am just going to turn 50 next year, in 6 months actually. So that is my skin age, which is much younger, which is 20, but my biologic age is 50. So it's just that how do I take care of my organ, which is the largest organ, and that's the skin. That's all that works.
But I have a question, that when it comes to skin health, what do you normally recommend for men and women out there to maintain a basic level of skin health?
So basically this man and woman is just a marketing gimmick. Skin is the same for all of us. Like the liver is the same and the lung is the same. So there is no man range and a woman range. I really want to tell you this upfront. If I see acne on a patient, my patient is not a man patient or woman. It's acne. And I give acne treatment. So same thing for skin health. The first thing that we all need to remember is sunscreen. If anyone tells me that, okay, just give me, I don't have time to do the whole skincare routine, just tell me one thing that I can do, please use your sunscreen. That's it. It just helps protect, prevent, and also treat. So it's all in one. So today, if you don't take too much away from here and you don't want to start a skincare routine, just go back and check one good sunscreen that suits your skin and start using that, and your skin will remain healthy.
Wow. Thank you so much for the input. Really appreciate this. Of course, when we talk about the corporate world, we also try to introduce different kind of programs and models for the corporate's well-being. I'd like to know this from Ms. Jyothi.
So let me start off, Anoop, by saying that I dream of dal and rice.
You too? So I have one more teammate on me.
Yeah. And I have a 19-year-old boy, and I want him to cry. And we want a world of equal and equity where each one of us, and Dr. Rani just spoke about, how we're talking beyond gender share. So thank you so much for sharing your inspiring story.
Pleasure.
I think a lot of what corporates do, Dr. Rajendran had beautifully covered earlier on, right? I'm going to just try and attend from an industry point of benefits that go along with that, health awareness sessions, all of that are becoming table stakes. And they probably became table stakes having a good gym, right? They became table stakes from 10 years ago. And we cannot differentiate it anymore. We're catering to Gen Zs today. Tomorrow it's going to be Gen Alpha. How are we going to think from lights to something else when we used to actually think about something else before, right? So ever evolving requirements is going to be the most important thing that corporates actually focus on. The challenge is also sustainability of things, but that's a different topic entirely. I would also add that it is very important, and I call it the 3 Ps, people, process, and policies. And when we think about that, how you bring your employee listening of what is really required, that you create a culture of leadership, you create a culture of wellness, well-being. I would think that it is also important that your processes, policies, and tools talk to each other, and your people bring that in. And an example of that would be, we created something called as guidelines for domestic abuse. Have you ever even thought about this maybe 5 years ago? But when we are catering to a workforce dealing with different things, we're saying that US has double the rate of divorces. We're talking about Bangalore divorces going higher too, right? Come closer to home. And we look at a similar workforce structure. How do we even create measures that our current workforce have? That's just an example of what we need to cater to. And those are some of the examples. I would probably call out one, our 2-decade partnership with MEDIFIT here. They have brought in a different meaning and word of physical health for us. And I would say that that's something that is so important when you're a partner. They get 6 months of paid leave to be able to raise their child, and it is equal for all gender. We also talk about global carers leave, and that brings in the wellness quotient also. In a system, in an ecosystem like India, particularly where you have joint families, or you even have pets that you really need to take care of, I'm not going to utilize my annual leave for that. I get additional carers leave, which I can, and that's how we trust our employees to make sure that they build that trust in the company. Thereby, we can also create that whole circle of.
So, is there awareness about all the things that you've said, the privileges that they can receive?
For our organization?
Organization.
Oh, yeah,
they're quite well aware?
Very well.
How do you make them aware accordingly like this?
I will go back to the circle, right? Dr. Rajendran did this very easy for me, right? In organizations, if you think about how you make an organization successful, there are 3 key pillars, right? Look at the purpose and vision of what we out to achieve. There's structures that we have in place, and then there is culture. Now, many of us will say that culture is the touchy-feely part. We don't know how we can measure. But what really is culture, right? Culture is about, this is how things happen here. These are the unwritten rules. Yeah, all of that. But for me, culture is the one that actually makes me wake up and go to work. Other than the paycheck, of course. That is very important. Yeah? But if we have a culture of being able to communicate, there are different mediums, right? Leadership that you spoke about is so important. It is so important that we started at the top and the tone is then taken down through the organization. And then we are not thinking about differences between either leadership and executives or your entry-level people who are just starting their careers really. So I think it's a whole mesh of how you create that ecosystem to be able to feed into this.
I'm pretty sure you've created that very well for your company. Thank you so much for this wonderful answer. So often fitness is not just about, wellness is not just about going to the gym and that's it, coming back. Because ideally, you're just working out 1 hour or 2 hours in a day. The rest of the whole day, what you eat and how is your lifestyle actually determines your fitness. So I'd like to ask Ms. Laxmi one very important question which I think you should definitely highlight on, that what role does nutrition and lifestyle actually play in achieving holistic wellness, and how can one actually personalize it in their life?
Rightly asked, and it was really great to hear your story also. I'm definitely getting inspired with that. So coming back to the question, nutrition and lifestyle, they're the very integral part of a holistic wellness, right? I would not say nutrition, in the current area, with so much of the social media, you yourself understand. There are so many new trends keep coming up. There are so many people out there giving those advices, right? Which is so confusing and saying that this is what it is good, this is what is not right. So people so much get confused. And people need to remember that nutrition is definitely not a overnight fixture. It is a discipline. It has to become part of your lifestyle. It has to be a lifestyle. You cannot expect miracles overnight, right? It has to be something to start with your discipline. It has to be sustainable, and then only you will see those results which you are looking at. So definitely, yes, the tailor-made requires approach is what I would say works out better, right? What works for somebody does not work for the other person. That is very true, definitely. When we try out different dresses, what size fits for one person doesn't fit for the other, right? Exactly, the nutrition. It could be a simple, avocado, or it could be an apple. It might be the best of the food for one person, it doesn't have to be the best. And with so many diet trends, new trends coming up, intermittent fasting, or it could be any other diet, or there are so many products out there. Keep telling marketing, right, this is the best for you. If you are looking for that overnight weight loss, or maybe trying to achieve certain wellness goals, so this is the product for you. Please do not fall for that. It doesn't work like that. It has to be a discipline. It has to be definitely tailor-made for you. Your own preferences, your culture, your requirements, your body requirements. Because your body is different. Your body definitely does not the same genetic code with what the other person is having. So it cannot be the same generalized diet for each and every person, right? So the nutrition and the fitness, both side, and it has to be tailor-made for you to reach to those goals. It's definitely not impossible, but yes, it does require, as Anoop definitely mentioned it right, it takes some time for you to make a habit, 21 days. It has to become your lifestyle. But people, what we want is that sudden changes. Like within a week, people do often come to us asking you, Laxmi, I want to reduce, 5 kgs in a period of 10 days. And I'm looking, no, I am not a slimming center. I'm not doing that for you. This has to be a work in progress. You have to make it part of your lifestyle. So that nutrition has to, and the fitness definitely has to be going parallel. So then only you will see the results. That is how the nutrition, when tailor-made for you to reach those goals, to reach that wellness, right? Definitely it does give you all the results.
Definitely. I always say in my speeches that it's gym 100% and diet another 100% for you to achieve your results. I often come across a lot of reels and a lot of different information that try this diet for a weight loss, try this diet. There are so many people out there who get so confused about what to eat and what not. And especially a lot of them lack that kind of patience. They just want to see quick results for their bodies. I have a lot of friends, especially female friends, who definitely want to lose, and they make sure that they lose just 3 months before their wedding. If there is a wedding happening in the family, they 100% make sure that they're following their diet. So this is what we do. We need to set a particular date. Okay, by this date, I need to make sure that I'm at so-and-so weight level of so, and that is how your body starts responding. Unfortunately, you just work out for a few days and eat healthy for a few days, and you don't see that scale going back a little bit also. You stop. Suddenly I am seeing the 2 o'clock night craving having a lot of ice creams and saying, you know, screw it, I'm not able to do it. So just tell me one thing today, that how do we bust this myth about nutrition? There's so much of information out there. What do you very basically suggest for anybody out there in foods, in raw foods, that can actually help a person lose fat, and at the same time, or probably there's another person who's not.
People do come to us with bizarre diets. You know, somebody wants to do only a fruit diet. Somebody wants to go.
I definitely lose it mentally. I'd like to ask Ms. Namrata, what and how can one actually manage stress and enhance their emotional resilience in a high-pressure environment like what I just mentioned?
Hi everyone, I'm sure all of us have stress of some kind, right? Yes or no? Yes. So let's bring it down right now. How many of you want the stress to come down right now? Yes. Okay, first thing let me tell you, all the stress that you create is just a conversation of your mind. It's not something that you have created out of just the external environment. It's what you read, what you hear, what you feel, and what you emote. These are the 4 things that actually cause anything in your body, your thoughts, your conversations. So let's do a little quick 2-minute round where I really de-stress you. Everyone game? Okay, just follow me, alright? Dr. Ani, can I ask you to hold the mic? Thank you. Just follow me, don't reason, don't think. I'm sure you're going to feel much better. Okay? Let's start. So this is our karate chop point. We all know this point? Okay, repeat after me. Even though I know I'm super stressed, that one thing is irritating me, that one person, I should kill him. Do I really have to go home and cook? Do I really have to make that payment tomorrow? Oh my God, so many thoughts. Oh my God, how am I going to manage that? It doesn't matter. I choose to love and approve myself. I choose to love and approve myself. I completely choose to love and approve myself. Yes, I love myself.
Yes, I love myself.
So what if I'm stressed?
So what if I'm stressed?
I realize it's a stupid me that's creating the stress. So what do I have to do? Just change my language. I choose to be happy now. I choose to be bigger than my problem. I choose to care a damn. I know I can manage everything. I'm the best. I'm capable. That stress is nothing. It's between these 2 stupid things, that mind of my own. Dump it. I choose to love and approve myself right now. How do you all feel? Better? Say a big hi. Hi. So this is energy, friends, and I work with energy. All the technicals, all the science put aside, what energy can do for you, nothing can. Raise your vibration, raise your energy, and kill the world. Thank you.
Wow, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. So I have to make a mention that every time that I used to tell myself that I love myself, people used to call me self-obsessed and narcissist. So I used to often, initially used to think, why is it that self-loving is taken as self-obsession? But I think being an actor, it's very important that you need to love yourself first. Only then it transients into people loving you. So thank you so much for this wonderful information. Thank you. And
this was almost like making everyone rejuvenate.
Absolutely.
That was fabulous. We'd like to thank all our distinguished panelists and the moderator of the session for such a brilliant rejuvenation for us. And I think with that rejuvenation, I don't think anyone has any questions. Because seriously, but I just want to know one thing. Why did you start from here?
Because these are all our prana points.
We have prana points in our body.
Right.
So when you start tapping them, they actually open up the energy centers
All right.
and the energy starts flowing in your body.
Yeah, keep doing.
I mean, if I do a longer session with you, you'll go crazy. So we will do some very soon. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. See everyone. Yeah,
I
you
think we
keep
should
doing.
talk to each other by like just doing all this.
I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to kindly request, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a huge round of applause
Thank you.
and request, come, please take your seat here. Shagul Sinha and Jalek Sharma to kindly join us here, please, to present tokens of love, token of appreciation to all our distinguished panelists. Ladies and gentlemen, this was on holistic well-being. And keep doing this. Also, I think in the afternoon when we feel, usually when we sit in a place like this after lunch, you want to really take a short nap. I think this will also activate.
It rejuvenates you. And I think
Activate
Priya and I are
you.
going to do a lot of stuff very soon in this space. So all the corporates will all the time be rejuvenated.
Yeah, just by this and by just moving around.
Yeah, it's prana. You're creating prana energy. That's what is important.
Thank you. Thank you. That was brilliant. Wonderful. Friends, we have a grand unveiling right now. We are truly thankful to all our friends from the media. I'm going to request all the friends from the media to quickly join us here. And let me tell you all, for all the mantras that we are getting today for your loved ones, do tell them to go ahead and take a look at YouTube. We are all live. Bangalore News Network. We are all live on Bangalore News Network, BNN. So go ahead and share it on your social media handles and with all your loved ones. So I want to request, oh, it's already done. That was so quick. One more time, maybe open hands together for Laxmi, Sri Pandrala, Jyothi Shivaram Krishnan, Deeganta Dutta, Navrata Bhatia, Dr. Ami Daksini, and let's give it up for our Mr. World. They say once a Mr. World, always Mr. World. Thakur Anoop Singh. Microphone, the cordless microphone, so that I like to be center stage and address everyone. The world of today, where perception is regarded as more important than substance, we all try and get into the widest of perceptions. Very delighted and humbled to be here to announce the grand unveiling. So this is how we're going to go about. I'm going to tell my beautiful family at the console towards the beginning to dim the lights. Ladies and gentlemen, we shall have the audio visual. Let's take a look at what MIBOSO is all about. Do you know about this? What is MIBOSO? Can anyone tell me loudly? Beautiful. How come, Namrata, nobody thought of this before? Mind, body, soul. Meant to be for Satya and Shardol. Thank you. Let's give them a loud, huge round of applause. Really, you know, they say when you do something and you have a soulful connect to it, all the best comes to you. And this is how we're going to have the audio visual, and then we're going to have a very dynamic CEO who's going to come here and explain to us. And then at the countdown of 5, the grand unveiling, where I want to request you all to join us for the countdown. For now, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at the grand unveiling of MIBOSO, brought to us by MEDIFIT and Chisel. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a very, very special unveiling taking place here at our peak performance. May we please have the audio visual. MIBOSO. Ladies and gentlemen, before I invite my very beautiful dynamic CEO, Jyothi Sharma, who's going to address us all, this is a very, very auspicious moment for all of us. So may we all say the Gayatri Mantra together before we get to hear from Jyothi Sharma and go ahead for the grand unveiling. Everybody, हम सब एक साथ गायत्री मंत्र कहेंगे. Om Bhurбhuః Svah Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayam. Om. From darkness towards light, you always had your trust in MEDIFIT. And now, with MIBOSO, let the world connect and be healthy and wealthy. Let's give it up, ladies and gentlemen, as we like to welcome Miss Jyothi Sharma, an accomplished business leader with over 25 years of experience at strategic human resources, M&A, leadership development and talent well-being. She's consistently driven business performance through innovative people and talent strategies. In her previous role as a board member and CHRO, the Show of Anthology India, she was integral to the executive team that built a $1 billion company in a decade. A strong advocate for well-being, health and fitness throughout her career, Jyothi now serves as the CEO of MIBOSO, where she is leading transformative changes in workplace well-being under the MEDIFIT banner. May we please have the pleasure of getting to hear from Mrs. Jyothi Sharma, please.
Can you hear me at the back? Yeah. First of all, I want to welcome all of you. Thank you for taking your time out and coming in for peak performance. I want to send you very, very warm wishes. I'm so happy to see a room full of people who care about health, fitness and well-being. So thank you very much for being here and celebrating an achievement which is so special to the whole MEDIFIT team here. You see all of them here? What we are marking today, thank you. What we are marking today is an achievement of 20 years of health, fitness and now well-being. So today is a very, very special time that we are launching our own new age workplace well-being platform. Now with that, I want to tell you a small story of how MIBOSO came about, right? So this is the story of MIBOSO, right? MEDIFIT has been here for 20 years and we have had some invaluable insights that's come about from 1.5 million data points on health and fitness. And you know what we realized? We realized that there is some gap in expectations and perceptions from corporates. Sorry, this clicker is going faster than what I'm speaking, so I'm going to go back. Just give me a minute. All right, I was there. So I'm going back. I'm going to tell you a little story of how MIBOSO was conceived as a concept. So we've had 20 years of data and insights which helped us realize that perceptions from corporates have changed. And more importantly, expectations from your staff have completely evolved. So that led us to do a survey with IFBR, Institute of Business and Management. The IFBR team is here. Thank you for coming here. They did an extensive research which spanned over 2 months, and we looked at 3 really important dimensions. And these dimensions are, what are the priorities today? How do people, your staff, look at prioritizing wellness across industries, across age groups, and across different years? So that led us to do a 2-month survey, and this survey was a very intensive survey. We did a mixed method variant, which meant that not only did we speak to several C-level executives, some of you are in the room today, thank you for coming in, and that gave us some very, very qualitative insights into what is wellness today, and I'm going to take you through what the C-level executives told us in just a while. Right? Now, we followed that up with a wellness survey which went out to hundreds of corporate staff, and these, as you can see, it was done across 29 cities, it was done pan-India, it was done across diverse age groups, diverse geos, and we looked at different age groups, right? We looked at 20 years to 60 years, so that the data that we have today, and we've also written up a white paper, is applicable to most of you in this room. So I'm going to move on. I'm going to first talk about the C-level insights, right? This is the word cloud. When we spoke to several of the C-level executives, there were three or four things that came up. Now you see a word cloud which has several perspectives, but I'm going to pick two really important things which came about from this discussion. Right? The first one was that you see a lot, people are talking about that wellness is personalized. Right? Now when you think personalized, for the corporates in this room, it's impossible when you have 24,000 people, 30,000 people, you can't personalize or individualize wellness to an individual or a small group of people. So what personalization essentially means here is that you have different communities. Communities like your high potentials, they are a group. Communities like very, very stressful jobs, or sales jobs where people are traveling. And all these communities have different needs. So when we talk about personalization, the interesting conversations that we had was how do you personalize wellness to these different communities? That's what wellness personalized means here. The other really interesting piece of conversation that came about with C-level executives was about guidance. And I think one of the panelists spoke about this, that we, as well-being evolves over time, I don't think every CEO, board members, senior leaders have nailed the strategy. We are still evolving, and this is where MIBOSO comes in. We want to be at the forefront, we want to work with you, and we want to nail the strategy with you. So there's lots of data, we have lots of statistics that we have, it's on the white paper. The ISBR team is here. Post my talk. You can meet up with them and ask them if you have any other questions. So moving on, I'm just going to show you some of the survey insights which have come from the wellness survey that we did with the employees. So we first asked them, what is the meaning of wellness? And if you see, the representation is fairly equal. We've done it with equal number of male and female participants, and these are the top three things which came up: a healthy lifestyle, physical wellness, and financial wellness. Now you may think, okay, so what has evolved? And I'll take a very small example. Earlier, when you think of wellness or well-being, people used to talk about physical well-being, right? They never used to talk about healthy lifestyle. The difference here is that health as a lifestyle has evolved, which means that today you're not just talking about going to the gym and running and being fit. You're also talking about conscious eating. You're talking about, can I have mindful breaks at work? Can I infuse mindfulness in my working week? Right? That is health as a lifestyle, and that is the shift which has happened from just thinking about I'm going to go for a gym, I'm going to be physically fit, to thinking about mental health, emotional health, social health, right? And that is the difference between what was there earlier and what we're seeing today. The other piece, I think financial wellness, Dr. Raj spoke about it. Today you see Gen Z and you'll see Gen Alpha, who are so conscious about their financial health. And this is what corporates need to realize, that the evolution or the meaning of wellness is just so much more diversified today. Moving on, these are some of the main stressors that we've seen across different age groups, and we surveyed both age groups, 20 to 60 and 40 to 60, 20 to 40 and 40 to 60. And if you see the main stressors, it is job responsibilities. Corporates, are you taking note? It is about family-related pressures. It's also about finances. But you know what? what's the difference between 20 to 40 and 40 to 60 is that even though it is about your job responsibilities, what's changed is the intensity. You know, when I was in my 20s, I used to worry about being late for happy hour. Right? Today, I worry about being late for a parent-teacher meeting. Right? And I was late last time and I did it in the car on Zoom. But it just shows you how the intensity shifts and the kind of well-being that you need as you mature in your career. Some of the coping strategies that we've looked at, again, some very interesting trends. If you look at 20 to 40 years, what they're talking about here is, you know, balancing work and life with their social well-being. So am I able to meet friends? Am I able to spend time? I think one of the key things here between 20 to 40 and what I'll show you in the next slide, between 40 to 60, is that today the Gen Z, right, are thinking about mindfulness. They are saying we want to work, but we don't want to ruin our health in the bargain. We want to take mindful breaks. We want to do conscious eating. We want our lifestyle to be far more healthier. Right? So this is what you see as a difference between coping strategies when it comes to 40 to 60 and 20 to 40. Now, when you look at 40 to 60, remember these are mid-career, mature individuals who now have different stresses. So when they talk about social well-being here, this is not about happy hour. This is about how do I manage family stress, how do I balance out my work, do I have a circle of trust, a community of people that I can rely on? And of course, health is a lifestyle, which I was talking about, where you are doing a deeper investment in your life to make sure you have a more fuller, productive lifestyle. Again, there's lots more stats, lots more data. All of this is available on the white paper, which is downloadable from MIBOSO.club, which is our website, and I will give you the link post this. So some preferred initiatives that we looked at, definitely work-life balance. So those of you who've come in from human resources, and I have a lot of my colleagues here, ex-colleagues, people who I've worked with, and human resources gets to hear this every single day. Right? You will hear work-life balance sucks, I can't manage work-life balance, so I have to leave. And from a well-being perspective, it's very, very different. It's about how you manage your energy. It's about, I know I have a tough day at work. What do I do in the morning? Mindfully. Do I go for a jog? Do I eat right? Do I do a quick break of meditation to make sure I don't have energy crashes during the day? Right? And when you think of work-life support, maybe it's time we start coaching the corporates on how do you manage your energy levels better. Right? And of course, I spoke about this a little earlier. These are some of the conversations which C-level executives talked about, and we see the same trend that the employees are talking about, that there are different communities with similar needs, whether it's your high-pressure jobs, whether it's your high-potential staff, but you need to isolate these communities and look at personalizing well-being for them. All right, so in conclusion, these are the top three trends that we see, that it's a holistic concept. You heard me talking about it. It is not just physical well-being today, it's just so much more. There's mental, there's social, there's emotional, professional, right? It's the opportunities that you get to build a career in any organization, and then financial well-being. It's personalized. Personalization is the key. How we can sort of look at different communities and understand their needs better is key for us to support them in well-being. And of course, this room of leaders, corporates play a huge role, right? A pivotal role because we spend 1/3 of our lives at work. And our expectations, your staff's expectations have changed, and it's time that we understand and evolve with it. So I want to leave you with how MIBOSO was built. MIBOSO has been built on these pillars of holistic care and personalization. If you see the platform that we have today, the first thing that you see is that it has solutions which span across mental, physical, emotional, every single thing which approaches a person holistically, right? It meets your staff where they are today. It also looks at what do they need. So if I'm interested in meditation and I'm interested in sports, we build a custom calendar for staff, and it is no longer a push strategy, it's a pull. They're interested, they're willing, they will log on to the platform and seek out solutions which help them in their well-being. We also believe, and I am a personal believer in this, that you need to build a circle of trust. Which means, I don't know how many of you follow Indira Nui, but she said it takes a village to raise a kid. And I am telling you, it takes more than a village to raise a kid for working parents, and you need a circle of trust to manage work and life. And this is MIBOSO's answer to that. We have affinity groups, we have compassionate outreach platforms, we have events, solutions where we bring in family and friends so that we build an ecosystem of well-being for you. And the last one, which I feel is also a very important piece and a USP for MIBOSO, is that we want to engage, connect the disconnected through a purpose. You see today people are working remote, they come in once a week, twice a week, they are so disconnected. Dr. Raj spoke about the great resignation. I think he also spoke about the great renegotiation. And today, if we don't engage them with a purpose, and we don't connect them to something that they like, that they're interested in, we are never going to be able to bring that energy back into office. Right? So MIBOSO has a beautiful calendar which talks about engaging different communities of staff based on their interest. It's a World Heart Day, let's walk for a healthy heart. Right? In November, it's the Children's Day, let's talk about nutrition for children. Let's talk about a bike and bond, where we do a cyclathon with your son or a daughter. They come in, they do a short cyclathon. It's fun, and they also get to bond with you. And lastly, we have, other purposes which connect with your values, like inclusivity. We can go in, understand what your staff likes, and create this path of wellness with you. So these are the quick takeaways. And what I'd like to do is to leave you with the MIBOSO mantra, which is a sound body, a sound mind, a bold body, and a soul that is active. You can download the white paper from the scanner here or on miboso.club. Thank you for giving me time. I'm available to talk to you post this as well. Very, very excited for the launch. Thank you again.
Wow, this is so very special. Please be here with us, sweetheart, on stage, as it gives me a great pleasure, friends, to introduce all of us to the Trailblazers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, both of them, please be here with us, center stage. Shardul as well as Satya. I've always believed in doing something for everybody, irrespective of their age, irrespective of course, what's their outlook in life. That they should be of help to everyone. And this is how they thought of the grand unveiling of MIBOSO. Now, in the times of today, where it's always about anytime, anywhere, that we are all global citizens of the world, it gets truly difficult for all of us to follow regular routines. Gone are the days when we used to wake up early in the morning, sunrise time, sleep at proper 10. I'm not saying people don't sleep. People do sleep and follow routines. But it's not possible because we're all global citizens. I see Satya on US call. I see them on London call. So it's all on. We all are living that life at different time zones. So of course, and then of course we're very passionate about our own career. So we have to really be satisfied from our career front and at the same time take care of ourselves holistically. So I have the remote in my hand. We are truly thankful to all our friends from the media. I did meet the media outside too. I'm going to request all my friends from the media to kindly join us here in the room. Friends, this is a very special moment. Our founder and our co-founder Satya and our founder Shardul have taken lots of efforts initially, and now of course it's because of your faith the fact that you all are here, I'm going to put my hands together on behalf of MediFit and thank each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us here for this grand unveiling. We're going to have the countdown of 5, for which I'm going to request all of you to join me for the countdown of 5 before we go ahead and have the grand unveiling of MIBOSO. So if you're going live on your mobile phones, please do remember to hashtag us, hashtag MIBOSO, hashtag Never Stop Wellbeing, and hashtag Wellness360. So are we ready for the countdown?
Yeah.
All right, here we have the remote, friends. The countdown of 5. Satya, at 1, you have to press it. All right, let's get started. Are we ready? Let's go. Everybody, 5.
5.
Louder.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the grand unveiling of MIBOSO Workplace Wellbeing. Please be there. Please, all 3 of you be here for the photo session. Satya. All right. Please welcome all our friends from the media. The grand unveiling of MIBOSO. Let the applause continue. Let the applause continue. Let the applause continue. Everybody, everybody! The grand unveiling is happening of MIBOSO. Thank you very much. Thank you each and every one of you being so kind. Now before we go ahead, we also have one more grand unveiling right after the second panel discussion. But right now, I'd like to ask Shardul, our founder, what is it that you'd like to say, everyone? We also have our friends from the media. The world is watching us here today. And it was a dream come true for Satya. So when I met Satya a month back at Mumbai City, she spoke to me about her dream. And I said, I want to be a part of your dream. Satya just put me on. And Satya, I was very keen and very eager, just because I saw your passion. And, you know, we met, you know what time we had the meet? So this is what I said, we all global citizens. It was 12:30. I finished my show at 12, midnight, and 12:30 we met. And we were sitting till about 1:30 discussing about what her dream is all about. And I said, OMG, I'm impressed and I want to be a part of MediFit in minuscule way, but yes. Shardul, congratulations on the grand unveiling. The world is here now to experience and be a part of MIBOSO. What would you like to say?
This is the first stepping stone, MIBOSO, mind, body and soul. And our vision is not just Bangalore city or state or the country India, but go global. And we definitely go APAC and global very soon. That's for sure. Thank you.
As we all know, we spend maximum time at our workplace, and if we have the well-being at our workplace, everywhere else, it's the personification of awesomeness. May we please kindly request Satya Sinha, our co-founder, to kindly address everyone.
I'm truly happy to be here, and I thank you, all of you, you are here. I'm very excited and I'm not able to speak. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Once again, both of you in the center. I'm going to request our CEO also in the center. One photo op, please. In the center, all 3 of you. Thank you. In the center, just one photo op here.
They're color coordinated.
This is just... They are always for each other, love for each other. That's the love for each other, ladies and gentlemen. The grand unveiling of MIBOSO, and it's been completely overwhelming. The moment for us to congratulate Shardul Sinha. Come on, everybody, a huge round of applause, everybody. And Satya Sinha. Thank you so much, Jalik Sharma. And moving ahead, ladies and gentlemen, we have yet another interesting session coming up on the future trends on corporate wellness. So what is it that lies in the future of tomorrow? I'm going to request my lovely team to have the setup done for our panel discussion. And post which we're going to have, so it's a panel discussion for about 35 minutes. Post which, 30 minutes only? Okay. Post which we're going to have the grand unveiling. रात को फिलहाल 5 रखते हैं. time for us to welcome the moderator of our session, who's a celebrity nutritionist. And I want to please request you all, if you can leave 3 to 4 minutes for Q&A so that we could also ask questions from the audience. Ladies and gentlemen, Azhar Ali Sayyad. Sure, whatever Satya says. We can take a 5-minute break, of course, and it's important for us to stretch it out. And can we also have some music? We like to dance as well. We're here for well-being. Some music to dance. And feel free to have a 5-minute break, but finally join us here. Post the next soft music. Post the next 5 minutes where we have the future trends in corporate wellness. Ladies and gentlemen, do taste everything outside. You're going to have nice natural drinks. At the same time, everything got to do with health, fitness, and wellness. Experience it, and we'll welcome you back in the next 5 minutes from now. Meanwhile, do remember we are live on YouTube. Share it with all your loved ones, and we shall see you back. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Hi, Aditya. Thank you, Aditya. Aditya, I'm going to say that because you introduced me to Satya, and that's what brings me here. So thank you very much. Why so late? Please request you all to kindly join us here because I promise our next panel discussion is pretty much interesting. And post the panel discussion is also the grand unveiling, and we're also having yoga here with us for the next 15 to 20 minutes. So this is what we're going to have for tonight, and post which we can always meet and greet with our loved ones and have a conversation with each and every one of them. So everyone here in the auditorium, may I please request you all to take your seat so that we could proceed with our post-high tea session, please. Get ready to experience, engage, and be empowered on our wellness journey. Well, friends, thank you so much for being here with us at Peak Performance. Do remember to hashtag us and have your photo sessions outside, your photographs at the backdrop. And remember to hashtag us. Never stop well-being. So everyone in the room, in the auditorium, may I kindly request you all to take your seats so that we could begin with our second panel discussion for this evening. Thank you. To those who are seated, bahut shukriya. Thank you so much for joining us here. Welcome back, post-high tea. And friends, I'm going to truly invite the moderator of the session. Let's give it up for Azhar Ali Sayyad, our celebrity nutritionist, a nutrition and wellness coach with over 17 years of experience in the field of health and wellness, a wellness enthusiast, educated in clinical and sports nutrition, and worked with top international coaches and world champions, and aims at making a positive change in people's well-being. It gives us a huge honor in welcoming our moderator for this session. Trust me, you're going to get the best tips ever. So all that we always wanted to know about champions and actors and supermodels, the Raz is only with them. Let's give it up, everybody, for Azhar Ali Sayyad. Wow. I already have so many questions with me. Well, friends, please join us as we like to welcome our marketing head, Lifezen. Saqlain has 40 years of professional experience in OTC brand marketing and trade marketing. Significant experience in planning and executing marketing campaigns, ATL and BTL activities, and a hands-on experience in increasing the width of distribution through party-wise mapping and innovative trade schemes. Created and executed launch plans for brands. May we please give it up for the marketing head, Lifezen, Saqlain Shivani. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah.
Saqlain is okay? Because it's Friends, please join us as we like to welcome Dr. Malhar Ganla, a Diabetes and Obesity Reversal Director and CIO of Kilometers. Ladies and gentlemen, an uncompromising passion seeker, Dr. Malhar has been lucky to have found in his work and personal life what he loves to do. Since his guide Nigel in Auckland nurtured his given skills into an obesity physician, he has been in love every single day. Marathoners, triathlons, trekking helps him cement the self-belief that he needs, not lose faith even when he hits dead ends. Let's give it up for the person who loves every single day. Dr. Malhar, we need to know, please, maybe idea there, how should we also love ourselves every single day? Please do let us know, Let's give it up for the very brilliant lady, Priya Joshi, the co-founder of Rodwize. Friends, Priya boasts of more than 19 years of work experience across engineering and professional service industries, where she possesses deep skills in organizational design strategy, strategic workforce management, change management, talent management, capability development, and inclusion and diversity. Accomplished at working in multicultural environments to enable transformation and build high-performing teams, knowledgeable about diverse world food cultures, contemporary food systems, and their impact on social and economic issues. Priya is also a visiting catalyst at Kantari, which is a non-profit international institute for social leadership. Let's give it up for everyone, our distinguished panelists, ladies and gentlemen, as this is absolutely an amazing honor for us as we like to welcome Falguni Thakur. Hey Falguni, came cho tame. Director Diversity, Equity and Inclusion. She's a leader with deep and diverse experience of 24 years in leading and executing impactful talent development journeys for organizations like Wipro, Guru, Ugam Solutions and Arpan. Her prior experience in HR, business partnering, heading HR for a business as CEO in her own consulting firm helps her weave in business and talent context in the solutions, frameworks and change management levers that define her work. She is Falguni Thakur and Ish Anand, entrepreneur, The Grow Journey. Ish Anand brings 32 years of global industry and entrepreneurial experience. Well, he has led Indian, transnational and multinational businesses and had notable success in severe entrepreneurial ventures, including 2018 IPO. His expertise spans private equity, real estate, hospitality, education, sports and wellness, IT, ES, e-commerce, fintech and blockchain, with landmark projects executed in India and international. Well, friends, this is absolute honor to have the stalwarts from every arena of life. And I'm very excited to really know about all the champions and their nutrition and their workout and wellness routine. Azhar Ali Sayed, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Simran. Ever since I've stepped in here, in Bangalore, everything that we've been, discussing, when Dr. Raj mentioned that, this is something what you see here is not something which was done in a week or 10 days, As he mentioned, for last 4 years, how everyone has been so deep into trying to figure out something like this. Every time he mentioned, and the last slide, when she came up with that slide, the mind, body and soul. The entire episode I was telling Dr. Raj that, we were in that room and that whole aha moment when we got that. So everything, right now, I'm sure that, the excitement that we all have for this is something which we've not really been able to express when we all have been up on this stage, And as, as Dr. Raj mentioned that the entire employee well-being, nothing works unless and until it comes top down from the leadership, And with this whole room full of leaders, I want you all to give yourself a big round of applause for being here, because it's something which we are all into this together, Can we have a round of applause for all of you all?
Yay. And we have to be thankful to our sponsors for our panel 2 discussion. Thank you. Lifezen. Embrace life.
You know, Harish and Julie told me that, Azhar, try and keep it only 60, 70 minutes. No, I'm kidding, they said keep it within 30 minutes. I'll tell you what, the round of applause that you all gave to yourself, I don't know whether you all were satisfied with that or not, I wasn't. So let me teach you all, no, hold on. I'll teach you all, okay? I'll teach you all so that every time you have to give yourself a round of applause, okay, this is how you do it, okay? For this, okay? I'll teach you. It's very simple, okay? And anyway, everyone is back from high tea, okay? Need to see whether you're awake or not. It's very simple. What I want you to do is, when you start clapping, I want you to see the person next to you and clap faster than the person next to you. Simple? Alright? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So I'll tell you what, this is still not what I say is a good round of applause. Okay, so let me teach you the second layer, okay, how to do it.
Can you preview for us?
I'll do that, but for that, I have to keep the mic down. I'll do it for you. I'll do that. What I want you to do is look at the person next to you and clap harder than the person next to you is clapping. Okay? Come on, let's go. Come on, harder. Come on, I'm seeing everyone. Now, let me tell you, this is still not the way that we are. Yeah? Okay, now there's third final layer. That's the way to do it, okay? It's very simple, okay? I want your hands to be red, okay? All you need to do is clap faster and harder than the person. I promise this is the last stage. Okay, in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lovely. And that's for all of you. And this is the kind of applause is needed for hands are red. That's a simple magic trick that we do, okay? And just to show that how you can turn something white into red in a few seconds, yeah? Dr. Raj, Satya, Shardul, Jilik, I'm so excited to be here, okay? And there was so many insightful nuggets already, I'm so worried that, I cannot complete this in half an hour, but I'll still try and see that we complete in half an hour, okay? So without any further ado, I'll start with Priya. I have a question for you, okay? And we all know that, as Jilik mentioned, that 1/3 of our lives we spend at workplace, right? More than the time that we spend with our friends and family, we spend our time at the workplace, right? And just how Thakur Anoop mentioned, I can relate with him because I also have to happen where my life entirely changed ever after I started to look after myself, right? I had a very bullying childhood, and if there's something which, I owe a lot to my entire life, is the way I looked out for myself, right? But then not everyone has that opportunity. Everyone has to work, everyone has to go to the workplace, not everyone can just try and become an actor, or somebody can open their own venture and start working on that, right? So as we spend most of our time on the workplace, okay, how can focusing on food and nutrition create opportunities for corporate wellness?
Thank you for that question. I'm going to start, really by congratulating Jilik. I think has stepped out of the room, but Jilik,
yes, she's here.
Raj as well. Many congratulations on the launch of MIBOSO. And even though employee wellness has been a topic of discussion for quite some time, I think it's really wonderful to see, the integrated, holistic approach that you're taking. And I really look forward to seeing, how individuals and organizations embrace it. Coming to food, I'm going to say first that, it is no news to us that food is absolutely critical to physical development and wellness. When I say development, I mean, in younger years in particular, it's really important that one is eating well. In fact, it is absolutely fundamental. But one of the things we don't yet talk about often enough is the relationship between food and mental well-being as well. It's, the mind is not separate from the rest of our body. at all. And so I'm going to say that, eating consciously, eating well, is important to both physical and mental well-being. The first part of it, which is eating to be physically well, I think is gathering renewed momentum. There is a renewed interest, amongst people. There is also, I think, as Anoop was saying earlier, and so were some of the other panelists, there's also far too much confusion because there's far too much information. We are all overwhelmed with information about it. And so I have two simple things to say. One of them is that we live in a country which has incredible food wisdom, incredible diversity in our food cultures, and we have generations of knowledge on how to eat a balanced meal. So in fact, I might just say, don't look at the internet in a sense. Think about what you already know, which in a very simple way for an Indian meal is roti, sabzi, dal, chawal, in a very simple way. Needless to say, there will be preferences, there will be restrictions which change from one person to another. So one is to revive the food wisdom that is inherent within us, and and follow what you inherently know. If you pause and think about what makes for a good meal. As far as corporate wellness is concerned, I was really happy to see in your slides, Shilek, as well as in Raj's, in the models, showed, there was a reference on more than one occasion to sustainability. Now, I mean, I'm going to say I was very heartened to see it. I was not expecting to see it, because corporate organizations, in addition to having responsibility for the well-being of their people, also have other responsibilities. They have a responsibility towards the community. They have a responsibility towards the planet because they consume a lot of the planet's resources to exist. And hence, food in particular is a really unique lens. I'm going to say it is literally the only lens from which everyone can understand everything in the world. Everything is food and food is everything. It is the one lens from which you can understand the natural environment, because food has to be grown from the soil, it comes from the oceans. It is a big part of the economy. So the ways in which you consume as a corporate organization, what you provide, has a big impact on the livelihoods of communities that produce food. It most certainly has a big impact on, health, our health. But our health has never been in isolation with planetary health. We simply cannot be. Perhaps in the short term you could be healthy while the planet is burning, but in the long term they go hand in hand. And so as corporate organizations, think about what they can do for their people to help them to be well. My one suggestion, particularly to those of you who have responsibility for employee experiences, well-being, benefits, facilities, bring food into the realm of your priorities. If you are providing sessions on nutrition that don't go hand in hand with the food you're serving in the canteen, that's a problem. So that's my, not very short answer, but that's my answer.
So if it goes beyond 30 minutes, okay, I'm not to be blamed. No, but that was so insightful. There are so many pointers, which I would like to build upon. But if there's one thing which I would definitely want to build upon is that how over the years there was a time when we barely had access to information, okay? And in today's time, there is abundance of information and we are not able to really cut through what is right, what is wrong, and that's where, there is initiatives required for, better awareness programs and better programs wherein really people have that hand-holding, at a corporate level or at any level, So I absolutely agree with that. And well, I've been asked to address you as Malhar, not Dr. Malhar, okay? And definitely you come with a lot of experience with the working.
Yeah, totally.
So, in your experience of past 10 years, in the parlance of health, okay, declining health in the corporate space, what's your experience on that for the past 10 years?
I'll speak like as though there are 3 reels, okay, like I'm releasing, because that's all we do all day. We shoot reels. So the first reel is the early onset of diabetes and metabolic illness. 10 years ago when we started our programs, we used to have 60-year-olds enrolling in the program. About 5 years ago, we started seeing 40-year-olds, the children of the 60-year-olds. And today we have 20-year-old diabetics type 2 enrolling in every month.
Absolutely,
And
yes.
grandfather, father, grandson, granddaughter are sitting in front of us saying, "Ab kya karna hai?" Okay, and it's tragic what is going on. And then they want a magic pill, of course. It all starts from again, we can treat families like mini companies. Okay, so end of the day, that is one. The second reel I'll tell you about is, so many of you, will keep using this word individualization, customization, right? How do you not become a diabetic? How do you not become XYZ cholesterol, lipidemia? How? Now, we all know that your weight should be relatively normal, right? We won't use the word BMI because BMI is a misnomer. Let's talk about weight. Now, what do any of you think should be your normal weight in this life? We need to benchmark that weight to something, right? So what are you going to benchmark it to? And yet when you walk into a clinic of a nutritionist or doctor and say, "Aapka BMI zyada hai," that's a diagnosis you walk out with. Go lose weight.
Yeah.
So what is normal weight is college weight plus GST. You understand? It's that simple, and not 18%. It's 18% of not 5% of your generation. For women, we'll give you luxury GST because pregnancies and stuff happen.
So you also gave the hook for the second reel.
Yeah. Remember this, okay? You'll go home today, weigh yourself. Like my weight in college was 72 to 75. I have to be within 18% of that. Now I might bulk up for a Mr. India temporarily, but eventually I will lose the fat and the muscle and come back to within GST. The minute as I jokingly call it, carpet area should be that. If you're built up and super built up starts increasing, maintenance bills will rise and you know the rest. That's reel number 2. Okay. Reel number 3 is for all of us as healthcare providers now. We are all entering this space and HRs are collaborating with us. This is not us being service providers. You can't make your problem someone else's problem. So you just come to my clinic. These are the 300 employees who are diabetic. Now do something about them. That's good theory. But the truth is, initially it was education. Now everyone's educated with a phone in their hand. I don't need to tell them what diabetes is, what low carb is, what keto is, what 2 meals a day is, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows everything. How do I have to raise my game? And I was just telling Raj in the break, we have to have you seen Inception by Leonardo DiCaprio? How do I create a goal for you that you believe you created that goal yourself and you forget about me? How do I incept that goal so deep in you that you believe it was your goal, not mine? And worse, carrot or stick. All the time I have to dangle carrots at you. Do this so that I'll give you this. Or the stick. If you don't do this, we can't be playing cat and mouse all the time with you. As doctors, we have raised our games to play Inception. Have you? Today, I'm an Ironman triathlete, whatever it is because of my dad. At 50, he turned his life around. At 76, no medication, no nothing. Both of them are flying around the world, climbing mountains, doing whatever they want to do without any medication. And I'm a spitting image of it. My kids are the same. Why? It started with one guy turning his family around. So don't preach. An ounce of practice is better than kilograms of preaching. Okay? All the best. Yeah, these are all TEDx talks, man.
It's sad that, as you mentioned, everyone knows what we are supposed to do. Everyone knows what we are supposed to eat, okay, to an extent. Everyone knows that we are supposed to be physically active, yet we are the diabetic capital. Yet we are seeing people in the age group of 20 being diabetics, and let alone the number.
I was like a joke at you. For the number of times in my clinic, I've had a mother and father tell me, 120 kg kid, and they tell me, "Sir, ye kuch nahi khata."
Oh yeah.
It happens 10 times a day in the clinic, and I lose my patience after in the evening, and then I just casually say, "Was it photosynthesis then?" Kaha धूप में खड़ा किया. There is some sarcasm in Marathi.
We got 4 reels, we'll get a few more. Okay, we'll come to you, Falguni, once again. Game show.
Majama, so glad to be here, and congratulations to the entire team. Fab work.
Falguni, how can corporates use engagement?
What we heard Jilik and Dr. Raj saying is very clear that now it's a comprehensive need. Employees have also gone through this journey in terms of, from the gyms being like a tick mark, all those tick marks are done. So we are all evolved, right? We've all come through a journey of being part of all of this. So there is a need for a comprehensive look at well-being. And when I say comprehensive look from a inclusion and belonging lens or a D&I lens, I'm really looking at this feeling of belonging. If I want to feel belonged at an organization, of course the paycheck becomes hygiene. So let's assume that the paycheck is same in two organization am I going to choose to be in? I'm going to choose to be in the place where I really feel valued. I feel that this is the place I belong. Even for our friends, we are looking at lenses of, which friend circle or which group, which community, which building group, which clique is the one where I feel like myself, where I can be authentic. So these are friends we are choosing to spend time with. In organizations, we are spending minimum 8 to 10 hours. Sometimes we are traveling, we are spending weekends. We are doing all that. So imagine how important this feeling of belonging is at an organizational level. We have to feel it. And we all know when we felt belonged, we know which place really made us feel, which workplace really made us feel belonged. We knew which workplace we had a best friend, where our manager really cared for us beyond, my team member, but as a person. So if we want to do all that, we have to look at a bigger lens to do all that. And that bigger lens for organizations is to build these communities. We have been talking about communities and creating communities of interest, whatever the interest is. And it could be even common stressors, like Jilik was saying, the personalization, whether it's, the high potentials, it's the people who have, constantly traveling. They understand their was the most. So when you create these communities, or it could be the Pilates group, the trekking group, the swimming group, but you are creating a group where people resonate with each other. And that first resonation creates that acceptance. I found my tribe. And when you find your tribe, then you start seeing, oh, these are my allies, these are my sounding boards, these are people who can become my support system. And when you have that support system in the organization, that's true engagement. You are going to stay in that organization, you are going to give your best, and you are going to go beyond your best, because that's where you belong.
I think I can, even the CHROs in this room would agree that while getting the employee in, it's always said that you in with logic and you keep them with emotion. Yeah, I think these initiatives is where the person connects with the fellow employee at an emotional level, and that's something which I feel is very important again for retention, right? While Dr. Raj mentions nobody looks at that, but they all know how important it is, right?
I wanted to add one more thing. I was just thinking of that slide, the 40 to 60 years, and linking to your point of community and giving back. I see a lot of youngsters, like my own daughter who's 14, she's thinking of what she's going for, organizing beach cleanups, doing what she can do. And I think that part of community building also comes very much in giving this purpose and meaning. So there are deep layers and there's lots that we can do together.
Absolutely. And when you speak about health, when you was talking about diabetes, I think we all have realized, especially after COVID, that nobody wants to fall ill. Okay, the whole dialogue is around preventive healthcare. And I think that's one of the things which I would want to ask you, Saqlain, that what do you think about the role of preventive health and how can that help corporates?
See, the idea of corporate wellness program is not about getting an employee to not fall sick, right? That's not the approach. Preventive healthcare is more about, like Doctor had mentioned before, it's about the culture which you create. It's creating wellness programs. It's about health screening. So all these are steps towards helping an employee to make sure that the problems don't get very serious. Today, with digital age, you see there are a lot of stress around work. So people are not having time to basically, like people say, they are too mentally stressed to go and work out. But yes, we do take steps to do it. But preventive health can be also supported by your healthcare products. For example, if a corporate employee who's working for 8-9 hours right in front of the screen, how is he going to take care of his eye? Right? So there is a preventive healthcare solution where people use over-the-counter products which can basically not solve the problem, but can help mitigate the negative effects of it. So that is where preventive healthcare approach has to be taken, along with making sure that you are doing your proper diet, exercise, and everything. But today, time and age, I don't think so. All of us are able to fill the nutrition gaps. So that's the reason people take over-the-counter medications or supplements to support them to help take care of all these issues. Yeah, but then if it gets very serious, then you have doctors to really help them.
Absolutely. Now, before I even move forward, I have a question for all of you. What is important, money or health?
Why don't you ask him that question? The money.
That's what I'm building up to before. What's more important, money or health? Just yesterday I was at an event, it was a startup that I was talking about, all kind of millennials, and there was somebody who said debatable. So there are people who still feel, I do this with everyone, okay? Do everyone, okay? I think by and large, okay, close your eyes, everyone. Sorry, Jill. I'll give you a few more deals from this also, I want you all to think of two situations, okay? Situation one, okay? Where you have about the money that you always wish to make as a net worth, okay? You have made that money, you are about in your 60s, okay? You're running around, okay? Playing with your grandchildren, okay? Traveling the world, doing what you love. That's scenario A, okay? Scenario B is now that you have 3 times the money that you always wish to have, okay? You're in the same age group around 60s, but you're lying in the hospital bed, you can't move, your family is there, but there is nothing that you can do, okay? You're totally dependent on the nurses and all the healthcare professionals, okay? Which scenario would you opt for? Number one, obviously, right? Yesterday somebody said debatable. You see, so how much ever we talk about physical health, money is important, right? So we need to see how well we balance both. And it's very important that financial health becomes a very integral part of overall well-being, okay? And that's what leads me to the next question for Ish, that, what role does financial wellness play into corporate?
So firstly, I think a wonderfully show. Satya, Shadul, Raj, Chilik, congratulations to you and your teams. Wonderful occasion and a great turnout. So warm felicitations on this entire program. So from a money perspective, everybody talks about food, talks about exercise, talks about various other aspects. But you got to go far back and remember one thing. It's a combination of a healthy mind and a healthy body that will bring wellness to you. So what does that healthy mind tell you? Physical part, the body part is also controlled by your mind at the end of the day. The mind comes up with various scenarios, and one of them is the money part of it. Whether we like it or not, this is a materialistic world. Whether it's a corporate or it's an individual. A corporate wants you to be well so that you're productive, you're focused on the job, you can do what is required at the end of the day. And that is in the DNA of what any corporate would like you to do. at the end of the day, I think that part of the money quotient that you put on the table has to come from various programs, schemes, initiatives. People have started putting together investment programs for their staff. People have started putting together artificial intelligence tools that will help you plan your future better. There are schemes, incentive schemes for the number of years you put into an organization where you will get benefits, etc. So there's definitely that finance side of it, and that finance side of it is directly proportional to the return on investment as all corporates or any individual or any organization would like you to really look at. So I think that's one fundamental issue. At the end of the day, I think as an individual, now not from a corporate perspective, as an individual, every individual has aspirations. They have limitations to what he or she can do. You have aspirations of what you want to buy, where you want to go, where you want a house, what you want to do with money, what aspirations you have for your kids, for your family, etc. Now, how are those met? Those are met not by you yourself putting in all the effort, but your environment supporting you. And that environment, if you spend 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day in your workplace, it's a misnomer to say, hey, I work 9 to 5 and I'm 8 hours a day. But if you really look at it, you are with your workmates or at your workplace for a majority of the day. You are with your family a lot less than you are with your workmates or at your workplace. Now, that is where I think that financial wellness, which brings out all your best foot forward into the workplace, is where things really matter. What it does for you in the medium to long term, people have benefits that they put on the table. Today, organizations have come up with stock option plans for the number of years or for your productivity. It's all part of financial wellness in the workplace. People have put together teams of experts. I'm sure all of you have, at the workplace, you've got banks coming in, financial services organizations coming in, wealth management teams coming in and talking to you and saying, hey, this is where you can put in your money. Now, if you were to go out into the market and try and access that directly, believe me, it is an effort. Even today, it is an effort. So that's where your organization comes in, puts in all that effort, brings all of that on the table for you. But what does that organization expect from you in return? It expects you to put your best foot forward and bring your A game, as they call it, to the table. So, mind controlling your money quotient, and your money quotient also tells your heart that at the end of the day, I'm extremely happy with what I'm doing. This is something I don't want to leave. I don't want to get out of this zone. I want to be happy. I want to keep earning what I'm doing. Organizations all over the world have brought in various methodologies. With the advent of technology, you've got IoT devices, you've got, wearables, you've got artificial intelligence now coming in. Artificial intelligence is a wonderful thing. What it can tell you things that you don't know about yourself. Yeah, it can be positive. It can also be negative. So, what you've got to look at the end of the day is that make sure while corporates bring in wellness, there is the money quotient, there is the technology that comes into play. We've got to still retain that human touch, because nothing happens without a human touch. We're all people. Yeah, no matter how much money or technology is thrown about here and there, it can't always buy you happiness. So at the end of the day, I think bottom line is mind, body. Mind controls the heart, and in turn the body. Thank you.
Thank you. there's a lot that I want to pick up on that. But
Small note on the money, So I travel to about 2 countries every month, and I meet lots of our patients who are all the 1%ers in wealth. So I have a famous saying that diabetes garibon ko nahi hota. Okay, you'll rarely find a poor person getting diabetes. It's an affluenza. It occurs only certain income stratas and above. So when I was in Singapore last month, and we had a room filled with patients, and I just asked any of them, is anyone not stressed? Is anyone in this room not stressed? You're also stressed? Seriously? One person is not stressed. Now, we are sitting in one of the most upmarket places in here. All of us by default have more money than we need. But the ironical part was, when we went down this question, every city is the same question. Clearly, money is not the solution. And I had a mentor who once said, it's not the money that you make that is the principal cause of your stress. It is the lack of return on the excess money that you have that is the principal cause of your stress. It was ironical. And then we did a study in this, and the last reel, he just said that so when do you think we'll be the wealthiest in our lives? Let's assume life expectancy is 85, which modern medicine will make sure you will live to 85. So when do you think you'll be the wealthiest in this life? Yes. That's no fun, no? No, but which phase of your life do you think you'll be the wealthiest? Richest?
The last phase.
The last phase? So somebody said that being rich is up to you. You can only choose becoming rich. But becoming wealthy is sheer compound interest. You leave that corpus alone after 60, you're going to make 5 times the wealth you accumulated over 30 years. And anyway, income doubles every 5 years now. The way income's doubling now, where we see, it doubles every 5 years anyway. The question is, are you going to let that compounding happen? So what we famously say is, making money is an active process. Becoming rich is active. Becoming wealthy is passive. But are you going to live long enough for that PAN card to be around at 85? Or is your PAN card 65? What? What is this? Tapping. You need to do a lot of tapping after 65, okay? So you don't interfere with it.
Keep the mic with you.
Okay.
So now that you've mentioned about, the last phase, one key advice that you would give to people in the age group between...
I think you quickly need to sort out what monkey is sitting on your shoulder. And I have met so many 50, 55-year-olds in the last 3 years who are chasing God knows what. At 55, they come out and want to start up. It's not that they're good or bad at starting up. It's just that that's not their primary calling or skill. And then they want to raise funds. And, they want to lead someone else's definition of success. The first 25 years, anyway, all of us has led our parents' definition of what. It's a very Indian thing. We did what we were told would promise Mecca and Medina. So up to 50, we did it. But a lot of people here will tell you that at 50, they've become wiser. But that wisdom takes time to percolate in your brain. You need 2-3 years to make the second pivot. The first fulcrum lever was based on education or marriage or responsibilities. The second lever, it has nothing to place on. It's placed on passion. But if it's placed on incomplete cycles, which is, I've still not done that, which my neighbor or whatever, then you place the ladder against the wrong thing. And that is what really tips the apple cart after 50. And my suggestion, if at 50 to 60, you rest your ladder against the right building, you're sorted to 90. But there, if you make that mistake, it's not about more money or anything. That may be your ikigai. But you got to be very careful at 50. I find that the fulcrum moment of health. It's not about one choice. It's about taking the time there at 50. Take 3 to 5 years before you pivot to something else. Otherwise, it's just a reactive, tactical jump like that. The truth was, you have to forget your corporate career, start afresh, look at your true talent, your true calling, and it may be spirituality for all I care, but just hold on. But that holding on is where Indians can't, if someone asks an Indian, what are you doing? He panics in his boots. Because he has to give a productive answer. Oh, I'm doing this and I'm making X and I'm buying Y property and Shark Tank and just chill for 3 years. I'm doing nothing. I'm refining myself.
So the key advice is to chill.
Just hold on for 2-3 years and then pivot. Don't jump into anything. At that age, Otherwise, I can tell you, don't drink milk. I mean, that's not a diet.
Not at least, this was This was a half an hour slot on YouTube. Okay, kudos, thanks. Now I would again want you to move back to, since you mentioned about technology and AI, do you think there are a lot of apps coming on, even on the lines of financial, finance also is about discipline, just like all the other aspects of health. How do you see technology playing a part in that?
Look, today is the day and age of technology. Okay, the world runs on technology, and the world has become borderless because of technology. Please remember, the world is now one big family. We are no longer a very, internal looking setup. So, can you do without technology? The answer is 99.9% no. But you have to make good use of technology. That's what you've got to do. Technology can also be very intrusive, okay, at times. It can track things that you don't want tracked. Okay, now, bottom line is that you can't live without technology, but you've got to have a fair balance between good technology, which is necessary, and technology which is too intrusive, which is avoidable. Yeah, you don't want that. However, the other piece that I was sharing with somebody a little while back was, you have to depend on technology to measure impact. Please understand. Yeah, I'm just going to wrap up in a minute. At the end of the day, if you're not able to measure the benefit or the impact that has happened through wellness, through whatever else you're doing, physical, or even through physical wellness, you measure your weight, your BMI, that's also technology. Through artificial intelligence, you track funds, you track XYZ, that's all technology. Find that balance. Don't forget the human element in it. Because the end of the day is, if you don't have that human element, no technology will be beneficial. Don't depend on technology more than you should. So things like mobile time, app time, whatever else there is, that should be moderated to some extent. You moderate it for the kids, but do you moderate it for yourself? There's nothing known as a parent control app, the elder control app. There is a child control app, but bottom line is, I think that's where I would answer.
I think we've got a lot of reels, and I think we've got a lot of content, okay? I had quite a few more questions, okay? But since time is pressing, I would just like to summarize, okay, on all the points that were covered by and large, that when it comes to workplace well-being, okay, there are many facets to that. Okay, it's not just about physical, it's not just about what you're eating, it's not just about how aspirational you are, or it can be as small, okay, or it might not be small, but it might appear that it's small. What Dr. Raj mentioned at the start, not using phones past in the evening, it's a very, very, very crucial and very less talked about thing, that how light affects your sleep. So these are all so many facets. Okay, I think that's what I would like to leave this with, and I thank you so much, everyone. It was very insightful, and I absolutely had a pleasure discussing this. Thank you everyone.
No, be here with us. We need a picture. We have a token of love. I sincerely apologize. For cutting it short, but of course was going right. There's 3 steps ahead. I'm going to please request Shardul and Satya to kindly join us and present the token of love, the memento, please, to them. Thank you. Thank you so much, and join us for a picture first. Ladies and gentlemen, amazing. Wow. To everyone who spoke about wellness, it's the new age wellness. We all are living where times are truly changing at the snap of our finger, and where everything is just at the tip of our fingers. We have the world at our doorstep, just on the tip of the fingers. This is truly very special. Our humble thanks to all our distinguished panelists. Thank you, Azhar Ali Sayyad. Saqlain, thank you very much. Dr. Malhar, Priya, Miss Falguni, and thank you, Ish. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you, Saqlain, as well. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is truly the most awaited moment as we have the grand unveiling. Now this is something very special. I'm going to request my friends from the media to be close to us. We all are here to have the grand unveiling. We know about Chisel. Of course, it's the moment to make sure that everything is in the best way possible. We've been talking of since the time we started this wonderful session about being the best version of ourselves. And this is what Chisel has always believed, in making everyone the perfect and the best version. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for the grand unveiling of the Chisel e-store. We are here to launch the e-store Chisel, where you get everything at your doorstep. Just the way I said, that's where we're heading to. May we please have the audio-visual lights off. Let's take a look at this.
2 decades of expertise and relentless commitment, we've built a legacy that's unmatched in the wellness world. Yet our journey wasn't without challenges. Customers questioned the authenticity of the products. Franchisees wondered why they should sell them. Trainers asked what was in it for them. We turned these questions into a revolution. Every product is 100% genuine, signed directly with the brands. No middlemen. Just pure unfiltered quality. For our corporate partners, we bring unparalleled value through corporate rewards and corporate gifting solutions, tailored to meet the needs of your team and clients. Authentic products exclusive to Chisel, designed to enhance corporate wellness and loyalty programs. For affiliates, it is about building yourself with your own microsite built on trust and quality. We are giving you more than just a piece of a pie. We are offering you a slice of success that is bigger, better, and more rewarding than anything you have experienced before. Chisel eStore isn't just a platform, it's a pioneering digital ecosystem. Chisel eStore, authenticity meets opportunity.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for more at chiselstore.com.
www.chiselstore.com. Do remember to hashtag us. Hashtag never stop. To know a little bit more in detail about this, where I said everything is just on the tip of your fingers, your health, your wellness, not just for you, but also family. Hum kiske liye kamate hain? We just want to make sure that not just us, but we look after our families in the best way possible. And then, of course, the city and the country at large. So this is a very special moment as we have the grand unveiling. May we please have the presentation once again. Let's give it up for a co-founder, Satya and Dr. Raj. So kindly join us here for the presentation of the Chisel e-store. Look at the smile Satya has. We're truly thankful to the friends from the media. Do remember to click a picture while they're doing their presentation, and remember to hashtag us and tag us as well. We want the entire world to know about Chisel e-store. Please tell us a little bit more about this.
Okay, wonderful. So I'll give you happy news. Okay, there was a presentation, there was a slide deck, which we are not going to do. You're happy? Yeah, we are not going to do the presentation. But what I did want to do was actually make sure that Satya is, we can share a few moments here, talk about the vision and who this is going to benefit. What is the benefit? What is the value of this e-store, right? So Satya, I'm going to pass the mic back and forth. Is that okay? All right. So first of all, Satya, congratulations. This has been a big vision of having an e-store, And this is about 5 years ago. She came and told me, I want to build an e-store. And I said, for what? I said, well, I want to sell products. I said, Amazon also sells it. What's the big deal in what you do? And we went back and forth. She told me, I'm going to have all these great products I want to sell. I said, so what? Amazon also has it. And so finally it came down that she said, listen, I have been in this industry for 20 years and I know how many products are authentic. And I want to make a site that brings in the best of the best onto the platform. So it's meaningful in that platform. So I said, okay, then I'm going to support you for this. So first and foremost, Satya, that's the background. So congratulations. I'm happy. I'm happy I supported this. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you the question. Okay. So how can a franchisee benefit from this?
Well, so normally in franchising business, one take a franchisee, just a brand. Here we're going to give e-store as an online platform where they make revenue out of it, and then offline is just a brand. So how a franchisee makes revenue is from the online and offline, and we are not going to be taking any monthly royalty. That's how they benefit.
Wonderful. So now the other idea here is also that you expanded your chain from just being a Virat Kohli branded gyms, a fitness center, to now much more holistic. Talk to us about that.
Well, I've been in the industry, fitness industry, from 20 years, and I have seen the big shift from the COVID time. We have been doing our fitness franchising from 7 years. What we want to make change is understanding the entire market, that just a fitness center, there's every corner there's a fitness center, fitness brand. So we want to do a comprehensive luxury wellness and a beauty luxury center. That's how now we launched Chisel Fitness, spa, salon, aesthetic, and a wellness combination. That's the plan.
Well, that's the last question. Can you just bring up the one slide which has all the brands listed there, which keeps moving? So, so one final question for you. So we have influencers in the room sitting here. Now they can promote this product as well. How can they promote and have their own personalized e-store? Like as if they are selling it, it's not like Chisel e-store is selling it. How can they do that?
So well, our Chisel e-store platform is the main platform. So we have a sub-platform where we will be creating for each influencers and each franchisees. That's how they can get to choose the product from our platform, whatever product suits them, and they have in their platform, they get to see their sales dashboard, and we share profits. That's how the influencer makes money from our platform.
Okay, wonderful. Do you have the slide? Just bring up. So here, these are the currently listed products up there on the platform. These are the products that is already on it, and again, this takes a lot of curation. It is not like it is any product up on the market that we actually pull up. It takes a lot of curation, and we bring that up. We are, of course, talking to other brands who are very keen to come onto this platform as well. And Satya has known several of these brands for many years and has been working with them for many years. Satya, you want to talk about any of the brands and all the brands?
Yes, so Lifezen, Thakkar is one of our relationship has been very long. Every event we have partnered before. Then of course the August and Ninja Wellness. We have curated all the brands which is going to be on our platform by our experts, and they all are very authentic products and are certified.
Okay, Satya, well done. Congratulations again, and this was wonderful. Okay.
I'm very excited, friends, to invite Rohan Jain, who's going to talk about the partnership in this very, very new way between Chisel and his wellness co. Will you please give it up for Rohan Jain? Ladies and gentlemen, MEDIFIT, let's give it up for
Dr. Shah. Of course. Our very own Dr. Shah going to kindly join us here from MEDIFIT. Dr. Raj, I want you to be here because right after this we're going to have the backdrop, the unveiling and the photograph along with Anoop as well. So we're going to have one media picture, but right after we get... Hi, Rohan.
Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name is Rohan Jain, and my family and I, we started the Wellness Co. roughly 3 years ago. We're a tech-driven wellness company, and we have wellness centers all across the country. We're covering Bangalore, Delhi, Gurgaon, Hyderabad, Chennai pretty soon, and more to come from there. So we offer high-end wellness therapies such as whole body cryotherapy, red light therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, red light therapy, FIR saunas, all that kind of stuff. And very pleased to announce our new partnership with MEDIFIT. They've obviously been doing some great work in the corporate space for the last 20 plus years now. So kudos to them, a wonderful, wonderful job. And we're really looking forward to sort of bring together the expertise that they offer and that we offer together to the corporate world. So very excited about what we have in store, and there'll be a lot more to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm going to request Shardul to speak about our brilliant
Chisel e-store, and thank you for giving an opportunity to the world out there, because everyone wants to really go ahead and be a part of becoming healthy themselves and sharing it with everyone they care. So what would you like to say?
This is Satya's baby. She's the one who has to say something on that.
I said it.
So this is the moment. Can you change the backdrop for the unveiling group picture? And I'm going to please welcome, yes, Thakur, Anoop, Singh ji here on stage, please. Satya, I want you in the center, please. In the center. Please come. This is a media picture. Please come. Kindly join us here. Yes. Can we have, yeah, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the beautiful baby. It's absolutely innovative. It's new. It's lavish. Once again, with me too. With me too. Yeah. No, with me too, I said. I want a picture too.
No, that means something else.
That's over.
That's over. That was pandemic. We forgotten what happened during pandemic. Completely forgotten. Thank you very much, Dr. Raj. Rohan Jain, thank you and heartfelt congratulations. And congratulations to Satya, Shardul. Thank you for always encouraging and believing in her. We are all proud of Satya. Let's give a huge round of applause to Satya Sinha. And it's your baby, so heartfelt congratulations. This is a very special moment, friends. I like that. That's the Bangalore whistle, huh? One more time. Anyone else knows how to whistle in Bangalore city? Together, one, two, three, okay? Let's give it up, friends, as this is a very special moment. Once again. Presenting at the grand unveiling of Chisel e-store. 1, 2, 3. I like that. That's power, that's energy. Wow. It's always the personification of love which connects us. Friends, yoga is a way of life. But today, we shall go yoga beyond asana. Gives me a huge honor to welcome our very brilliant yoga master who shall join us here and take us into this beautiful world of yoga. Post which, friends, we have something very interesting for all of you, and I'm sure we'll all be fascinated by this. Gives us a huge honor as we shall experience Amrit. When we break for good, well, friends, let me tell you, it's about the Lean Meal Co. by Miss Mohawk, who has curated the healthy meal for all of us. We'd also like to thank Miss Mohawk, because right after this, we shall go ahead and be very happy to have the Lean Meal Taste by Miss Mohawk, who's joined us here all the way from the city of Mumbai. So friends, this is a very, very special moment. Let's go yoga beyond asana and give it up for Pranaya to take over and energize us. Thank you, Pranaya. You look like an angel this evening.
Thank you. I know, guys, it's been a long evening, so we're going to make this really quick and enlivening. How's everyone feeling? Tired? Good. Thank you for the honesty, because generally when we ask people how you're feeling, it's always, I'm good, thank you, I'm well. And there are all of these reverts that we don't really feel into how we're feeling, right? We mechanically answer, I'm well. But let's take a moment here and really feel into how we're actually feeling. Thank you for sharing, tired. But what is that internal state that you feel? Let's take a moment, close your eyes, and what's the first thing that's coming to you in this moment? Shivani and the day. Okay, so moving on to something much deeper and more interesting is speaking about yoga, right? We always think yoga is something we do on the mat. It's a shape with our body that we create, going into a headstand or a shoulder stand or a handstand. But really yoga, when we look at the word yog, it comes from a Sanskrit word yog. And that means unity, right? Unity, that deep alliance that gives you connection to your own inner body, to your inner self, where you really meet yourself and you make unity with your internal being and how you need to show up in the world. Now, the question may arise, how do you do this, right? Well, the best way to do this and the most incredible way is being connected to your breath. When you are consciously connected to your breath, even if you take a moment and just focus on your breath in this moment, you will feel a transformative impact. And a profound practice that I teach and I absolutely see a massive change is Himalayan Kriya. It's probably one of the most underrated technologies, like I like to call it, because we're all so tech heavy these days. It's literally an evolutionary technology that comes down from the Himalayan lineage. Kriya is an evolutionary action where we use the power of our breath and our body to shift an internal state. When we speak of this internal space that we're in, we as leaders today are always saying, okay, we need to be this way, we need to show up in this way, this is how we need to perform for our communities, our families, our organizations. But how do we show up if we don't really meet our internal state? And that brings me back to the point of unity and yoga, where we really meet our internal state and shift by doing certain practices. So I'm going to take a moment and maybe ask you all to get up for a minute, and we're going to do one really quick practice that is going to empower us to step into our warriors, where you show up with a strong spine and a soft heart and lead with passion, purpose and integrity. So may I request you all to come in a white stance, hands on either side, coming into fists, facing each other, perfect, look straight, gaze ahead like a warrior, like you're rising. And we're going to inhale in two parts. Through the nose, open up the palms, expand and exhale in two parts. Through the mouth. And now slightly bend the knees. And we're going to try this again. 2-part inhalation through the nose, exhalation through the mouth. Open. Let's try it. Let's do it one more time, and now I'm going to watch you guys do it, but really inhale with force and exhale like you're cleansing your breath. One more time. Beautiful. And now let's stay in a receptivity pose. Just close your eyes and take a moment and receive. Feel. Feel the connection to the earth. Feel the connection to your body. Spine, soft heart. The real essence of a woman. The essence of a leader. Really leading with purpose, leading with passion, showing up with empathy, encouraging creativity, allowing people to lead with authenticity. The more authentic we are, we inspire people. As they say, the best leaders inspire others to lead. Beautiful. May I request you to come seated? Continue keeping your eyes closed, spine straight. Can we move a little bit off the backrest of the chair so our spine is tall, feet firmly planted on the ground? And listen to my voice for the next 2 minutes. Inhale through the nose for 7 puffs. 7 soft, gentle inhalations through the nose. And hold the breath for a moment at the top. Breathe. And exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. 7 puffs. Hold the breath. And exhale through the nose. Soft, smooth, gentle breaths. Stabilize the nervous system. Feel your body coming into the present moment. For all there exists in this moment is you and your breath. Your breath is the biggest marker to change an internal state. Your breath is the only medium that guides you to experience all that you want to experience and make a living reality. It all begins within you. Conscious leadership is an inward journey. Cultivating inner awareness. Shifting our internal state where we become more resilient. We become calm. We lead with passion. We make better decisions. Everything arises from a stable nervous system. The quality of the experiences we have is based on the quality of our nervous system. Do we react from fear or ego states, or do we respond with softness, with understanding, enlivening the humanness in the way we lead? Inhale 7 puffs through the nose. Hold the breath at the top for a moment. And exhale for 1. We'll do 1 more round. Soft, gentle breaths. Breath of light. Breath of spirit. Breath of opportunity. Breath of love. Breath of health. Breath of well-being.
And when you feel ready,
breathe.
Gently open your eyes and come into the space. The experience of a Kriya, an evolutionary action using the power of your own breath, your own body, and your own internal energy, which aligns with what we're trying to create through the Sattva Integrated Leadership Program, where we empower individuals to step up into leadership roles, to have better mental clarity, emotional resilience, focus, productivity, happiness, and really move through the motions of work life, social life, workplace balance in the most incredible, sublime manner. So I thank you all for having me here and really sharing this beautiful practice. Thank you. Wishing you all lots of love. Breathe well.
Thank you so much for taking us to Nirvana, which is truly the essence of life. Friends, it's been truly a magnificent celebration of health and wellness. And as we started towards the beginning, I did mention that there's one takeaway. Do make sure that in your mind, you're going to make that change in yourself. Finally, to propose the vote of thanks, let's give it up for the founder himself. Together. Everybody, the loudest round of applause. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening, everybody. Before Miss Mary. Miss Mary. Miss Shabri. Miss Rupa. Mr. Abhishek and the Chisel and MEDIFIT team. This event would have not been the success it is without your dedication, passion and hard work. You are the backbone of our organization and we are immensely proud of what we have achieved here today. In closing, I would like to thank each and every one of you for your unwavering support and commitment. Together, we have made this event a remarkable success. And we look forward to achieving even greater milestones with all of you by our side. Thank you. Repeat. Repeat. Repeat.